City Council Redevelopment Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority regular meeting, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pacheco,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hodge,
Here.
Councilmember Romero,
Here.
Councilmember Arreola Fernandez,
Here.
Councilmember Risen. We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you. We have one closed session item. Okay, we're going to return after our closed session, so we have a short closed session item. Thank you. We're going to open up our city council meeting regular session. Roll call, please. Call to order.
Mayor Pacheco,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hodge,
Here.
Councilmember Romero,
Here.
Councilmember Arreola Fernandez,
Here.
Councilmember Risen. We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you. Mrs. Pacheco, would you listen to the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Nice.
Mr. Dale, please.
Our mission statement.
Together,
We pledge to provide effective and efficient services in a courteous and respectful manner to improve the quality of life for all in our unique border community. Viva Calexico!
Remain standing, please, as we have Father Manuel Sanahuja, Our Lady Guadalupe Catholic Church.
Petitions to God's Spirit on the 4th of July. May your love for each person be transforming us in our true concern for everyone's health of mind, body, and spirit. Give us a genuine concern for the common good. May your gift of time be the reason for us to do all good all the time. Grant us to be good servants of others, especially of those most vulnerable. May our generosity of heart be the consequence of having been drawn near you by you. Grant us presence of mind, swift attention, and a loving attitude in order to serve others well. Make us tactful and thoughtful when we deal with human problems. Make us also thankful. Pour on us wisdom and fortitude of heart to discern what is good for all citizens. May fidelity and obedience to your love be our strength. Give us sensitivity for justice, so for us to make it visible and contagious. Do not abandon us, lest we become a source of injustice. You yourself are a gift to us. By our acceptance, make us to be a true gift and a blessing to others. Amen. Happy 4th of July.
Thank you, Father. Gracias. Moving on, we have closed session and announcement. Mr. Campos.
Thank you, Mayor. We have no reports from closed session this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to the approval of the agenda, may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed. Thank you. Announcements?
These proceedings may be viewed on the City of Calexico website at www.calexico.ca.gov the Friday following the City Council meeting. Mayor Pacheco will have community office hours to hear the concerns of the citizens the fourth Tuesday of the month from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at City Hall in the City Manager's Conference Room, 608 Heber Avenue, Calexico.
Thank you. Moving along, we have some presentations, and our first speaker, Ms. Garcia, is Presentations, yes. What we have? Mr. Figueroa, you're first. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think we are ready to go. Honorable Mayor, City Council, City Attorney, City Manager, members of the public. One of the items that has been brought to the attention of the City Administration by the City Council in previous meetings is to provide an update on the activities and work the city is performing when it comes to the economic development side here at City Hall. As we all know, economic development is a very broad term. There are a lot of components that fall into economic development, and we will touch on them today. At this time right now, I would appreciate your patience as we go through them, so we can have a better understanding. If at any point any council member has a comment, please don't hesitate to chime in, please. So back in February of 2018, I conducted my first presentation to City Council here and to the community. One of the things that we highlighted and we said that we would focus our attention on were four key pillars that we envision in the Community and Economic Development Department that are needed in order to accomplish the goals and objectives that are needed to make a city bounce back from the unfortunate situations that it experienced in previous years and into potential better opportunities in the future. So our work has focused on community, making sure that we address the community needs, the services that we offer as a city, making sure that the elected officials are engaged, making sure that we follow proper government practices, and most importantly, that we look out and address the business community as well. So with that said, in the year and a half that I've had the chance to be here, we've addressed a number of issues. As most of you have known, I've conducted update reports at City Council meetings, and based on the input of our Finance and Economic Development Commission, based on the input of our Business Improvement District, who just began to meet again since November of 2016, and the direction received by City Council, we came up as a city administration with 6 economic drivers. We feel that these are the components, like I mentioned, that will help the city properly carry an economic development agenda. It all starts with municipal services and regulations. We need to make sure that we are up to date in the quality and type of services that we offer as a city. It's no secret that the city is not there yet, and we're not there yet. However, substantial progress has been made, and I'll share that with you. Economic development opportunities. This is one of the biggest things that we all encounter here in terms of not making the best use of everything that's out there in Sacramento and in DC. There's a lot of money out there for cities like Calexico, and we have not done a good job in making sure that we attract those monies and bring them down here. Business and community development. I'll touch on some of the existing projects that are being developed and constructed, and some that are going to be coming in the near future, to be precise in 2020. One of the biggest things that I feel all in this room can agree on is that we have a deteriorated downtown here in Calexico. I think all of us that at one point used downtown in the 80s, 90s, we saw what downtown was. We saw business prospering. We saw a lot of people walking in downtown. We know the situation that downtown is in right now. So what have we done as a city administration over the course of the past 18 months to address this issue? We will go ahead and learn about that in the presentation. I will talk about the New River Improvement Project and where we're at with that. As all of you know, the city embarked on this task to remediate the most polluted waterway in North America through a nonprofit organization in the year 2004. I'm glad to say that to this day, 15 years later, not only are we experiencing a substantial amount of support from the state and the federal government, but we have now positive news to share in terms of developing what this community rightfully asked us to do. And the last item is an item that since July of 2017 has been a topic of discussion, and it's an opportunity to generate revenue, which is the commercial cannabis activities in the city of Calexico. So in order to get the house in order to get the right services out to the community, there are 5 things that this city council, my commissioners, of which I see some in the audience, discussed. And that is that we need to recognize the advantages that Calexico has. We need to assess what we have in terms of infrastructure and services that we can offer businesses. We need to mend, if needed, partnerships, like I mentioned, with key agencies at the state and federal level to be able to access the resources that we need to see community projects. We need to work through a strategic plan that has to be blessed by city council and the community in order to know where we're going. In other words, a blueprint. And this process began with our previous city manager, Armando Villa, but has not been completed. That is a task that we're looking to undertake and complete. And the last but most important bullet there is foster a business-friendly climate. And how do you do that? You do that by assessing how it is that you conduct business right now. And by doing so, you need to take into consideration our planning department, our building unit, which they fall under development services, our finance department, and we need to see if we have the time as city administrators to talk one-on-one with the people that want to do business in the city. It takes that at this level to make something happen. So what steps have we taken? And I want to point out, we're not done yet. This is just the starting point. There is still a lot of heavy lifting that has to get done so this city can be in the right frame so we can be operating in automatic. We're still not there. We're getting to that point, but we've made significant steps to get there. In January of this year, LAFCO, the local area Formation Commission from the county, approved our service area plan. This plan is imperative if we are to get off the ground and see grant opportunities and bring in community dollars. If we as a city cannot tell agencies out there what infrastructure needs we have, what populations we are expecting to have in the next 10 to 15 years, it's going to be impossible for us to properly not only run a city, but properly tell people that they can come do business here and we can attract money. So that finally was done. And Mr. Dell, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but since the year 2006, a service area plan had not been updated for the city of Calexico. On the planning side, we have an outdated planning code, a planning code that has to be brought up to the standards of the year 2019. We, as a city, in certain times on the planning side and how we conduct business, we are operating with outdated protocols and procedures. That cannot happen overnight. This city council and the previous city council have taken action to address these items. As some of you have learned over the course of the past year, we have an in-house planning consultant who's assisting us on these matters. A lot of the things that we are looking to do is catching up on how we implement the policy that's being enacted right now in Sacramento. There are a lot of things right now that are out there that can help streamline the process of how we conduct business with a housing developer, for example, how we streamline CEQA, how we streamline other requirements so projects can be entitled sooner rather than later. One of the biggest things that has still to be addressed is the citywide user fee study. We need to make sure that we have the proper fees based on the number of employees and the operational cost that we have right now. That is not the case right now. The finance director, Carla Lobatos, who's here with us, Chris Velasco on the planning side, and Miguel Figueroa, we are working on the Maximus citywide user fee study that was approved in 2009. It has never been updated since 2009, and it's imperative that we do it now. One, because the operational fees from 2009 are completely different from the ones in 2019. And then again, these are the items that we're hitting and that we're working on. Financial reporting protocols and procedures. This was, as we all know, a huge concern. The State Controller's Office conducted an audit last year. One of the things that we saw was that by the time they came here, our finance director had been here for about a week. Initially, the State Controller's Office was going to be here for a period of 9 to 12 weeks. They left by the end of the 6th week. The reason for this is because we were able to work day by day, hand in hand with them, provide them not only all the information that they requested, but all the actions that we had began to put in place to address the concerns that possibly all of you at some point read in the paper, heard in the city council meetings. And again, I want to emphasize, I mean, there is a name that some of you may know, and that's Susan Meyer, the financial consultant that came in to City Hall to help change the direction of the finance department. We are now able to run the department by ourselves. The role of Ms. Meyer at this point right now is at a minimum, and we expect our third-party audit to come back much better than last year. And you're asking yourselves, well, what does this have to do with economic development? It has to do all. If we don't have a sound financial operation, we're not going to be able to run any state or federal program, nonetheless be able to attract business. One of the other items that I want to talk about is the key partnerships. Right around the block, we have San Diego State University. One of the biggest issues that people in this audience, one of the commissioners that has been on the economic development side for quite some time and has been advocating for change is Benjamin Horton, who's here with us today. And one of the biggest things that we always encounter and that he brought to the attention of this administration was how there had been many reports commissioned to tell us as a city how we could better implement an economic development agenda. Those reports can only take us so far. If we do not know precisely what businesses are experiencing on a daily basis, we're not going to get nowhere. We partnered with San Diego State, specifically through their public administration program. Professors David Jancic was a pillar along with Dean Ponce in making this happen. This is going to come at no cost for the city at this point right now. This assessment is being implemented as we speak. I anticipate to have results to share with all of you, possibly come the fall of this year. Let's jump into one of the items that I touched on, economic development opportunities. I had the opportunity, along with our airport coordinator, Jerry Arguelles, to attend the 10th annual FAA conference for the Western Pacific region. We have an airport in Calexico, as we all know, and we're not making the best use of it. We need to catch up really fast here. We're letting a lot of opportunities pass in front of us. One of the biggest things that Mr. Arguelles and I learned at this conference was that not only are federal agencies, in this case the FAA and the U.S. Department of Commerce, investing a significant amount of money in rural airports in this country. One of the biggest things also that we learned is that right now there's going to be a reauthorization that's going on right now in D.C., where they're going to allocate more money to the FAA in order to support regional communities, border towns that have airports such as Calexico. One of the biggest things that prompted us to attend was not only to be up to date in what's going on in FAA world, but also we received an invitation from USC, from the University of Southern California. We were chosen as one of the 5 airports in California that they're going to be doing an assessment, and they're going to be conducting and providing economic development professional services as a result of the recommendations they are going to be making to the Economic Development Administration. Why? Because EDA is going to begin to invest in new ways to promote economic development in the U.S. One of them focusing on turning small rural airports into potentially cargo airports that can allow for international companies to come to the U.S. and take advantage of those opportunities. So I'm happy to share that Calexico International Airport, along with the 4 other airports identified in this slide, at this time right now are being considered by USC and by EDA and by U.S. Department of Commerce to be the staple of the future opportunities that they're going to be funding for this program. Business and community development. The Business Improvement District had not met since November 9th of 2016. There are many reasons behind that, but one of the important things here is that we began to meet, and I say we because I helped staff that commission this year in 2019. Right off the bat, there was a lot of work to get done. Imagine, for 3 years the commission had not met. As we all know, the Business Improvement District is tasked with addressing the needs of downtown merchants and those businesses in the Imperial Avenue corridor, just so we can get a picture of the zone and other streets that are in the periphery of these areas. And we were able to get some community events off the ground right away. Some events that you folks may have heard in previous years came back: the car show, the Dia de las Madres celebration. And this leads me to opportunities that are surfacing right now. Here you have a rendering of what Cordova Park is going to look like once it's completed. I want to give credit to the IID. At this point right now, they have done a substantial amount of work on the second phase of Cordova Park. If you all can picture right now Cordova Park, you know, it's half developed. We're talking about the second half of the park that is potentially going to be having a soccer field, softball fields, baseball fields, and a basketball court. We're looking also at a concession stand. The good news here is that not only is the Imperial Irrigation District stepping up, but we are also right now with the opportunity through the Park Bond Prop 68 to apply for monies that can help offset the cost of the improvements that need to get done. In addition to that, we have monies from our capital improvement program that can also be used towards finishing what we believe is a quality of amenity that our community needs. Again, we should not settle for less. We are targeting and want to make sure that we deliver what you see there in front of you.
Excuse me, Director Figueroa.
Yes.
In regards to the Cordova Park, do you have a timeline, or is it going to be phased out? By phased out, I mean, is the soccer field going to be first, then the baseball field, softball field, and the basketball court, or is there a certain time?
I'll defer to Mr. Dale. He is the one working behind
Okay.
Cordova Park.
City Manager Dale, same question.
Right now, we don't have 100% of the funds that if we were to go out to bid, that would make that project happen. So we are phasing it.
Okay.
We've got plans separate for the restroom, separate for the irrigation, separate for the electrical. So we will be moving as fast as the funds let us work on it. We are working on getting some volunteer labor and all those things. So we're getting that all together right now. So my goal was December of this year. It may spill over into March of
For the
next year.
bidding or for?
No, to completion.
Completion. of the
Completion.
phase? And do you know which one, give or take, would be first?
We will start with the irrigation on the baseball fields first.
Okay.
Yeah, so some dirt still needs to be moved from the soccer fields, but that will happen in August. So we're gonna start working on the fencing and the irrigation probably next month.
Perfect. Thank you, City Manager.
Mr. Dale,
Yep.
lighting is going to cover soccer fields and baseball diamonds,
Correct.
all
The-
fields, so we'll have well-lit areas for the kids to use after hours.
The lighting plans are complete, and they include soccer field, the parking area, the baseball fields, and the basketball courts.
One of the things that I want to add to this is that one of the biggest reasons why this is getting done to the level of what you're seeing here is because, as we all know, with the business development coming to Cesar Chavez Boulevard on the west side of the boulevard, we're going to be losing Legion Park. So one of the things that the Planning Commission made clear when this was brought to their attention was, that sounds fabulous, but you need to replace those fields. And those fields are being replaced at Cordova Park.
So, in other words, Director Figueroa, we won't lose Legion Park until at least these fields are ready to go?
No,
Or-
it's happening simultaneous.
Okay.
It's happening simultaneous. Moving forward here, this is a rendering of what we all know right now is Heber Park. As we all know, the old U.S. Armory building used to be right next to what we know right now as Heber Park. Back when RDA disappeared as a result of the state government pulling the plug on the program, every city in the state of California was tasked with creating a long-term property management plan. What this is a plan in which all the properties that cities bought with RDA money had to be sold and had to be included within this plan. The city of Calexico's plan was adopted by the Department of Finance. So in essence, I mean, the clock is ticking for us to make sure that we comply with that plan. DOF is looking to make sure that this gets done. If some of you come to our meetings or follow the meetings online, City Council has been taking action in hiring a broker to assist on this matter. Actually, some of the properties that are still left in the city have been sold. So just so we can get an idea, if we all recall the old Tortas and Beer on Cesar Chavez. That was a city RDA property. We have another property on Campillo, to name a few. So we're closing in on those deals. So going back to Heber Park, one of the things that we're looking at is that there has to be a community-driven project be done there, per the plan that I told you that DOF approved. So one of the things that we're taking advantage on through Prop 68 that our Public Works Manager, Lili Falomir, is assisting us on is not only apply for the funds for Cordova, but also apply for a multi-purpose community forum at Heber Park that will bring other amenities to it. The plan that you see right there would completely change the picture of what we know as Heber Park right now. So that's what's being targeted right now. Another community facility that can be built so different community activities can be hosted there. I also want to point out that the Baja runners have raised their hand and they said, Miguel, we want to be supportive. We want to make sure that if there's anything that you need from us in terms of being able to do the O&M, the operations and maintenance of that new project, that they would step up. So then again, as we all know, things like this don't get only done by people working on this side.
Right.
It takes the community too, and we're seeing groups stand up and assist us.
Mr. Figueroa, as this project begins, are we going to have a community outreach, like an ad hoc or a
Yes.
town hall?
Yes, yes, council member.
Okay.
So right now, what we're going through the grant guidelines, and we're looking to put together a thorough document that reflects the narrative as to how the city is piggybacking some money into some of these projects, so they see that we're a step ahead of the game.
Okay.
Caldi, if you give me 1 second, I'll promise I'll take your question as soon as I'm done. Along the lines of business and community development, these are just a few of the projects that are right now in the planning and implementation phase right now. Housing development through USDA Chelsea was able to close in on a deal to do Las Praderas, which is 60 units. We have El Portal, that's a combination of single-family homes and apartment units. I want to point out and just share a little about that. That's a huge project. That's located on Cole Road. The city has not had a development of that size in the past 15 years. We are looking at targeting a more progressive type of housing with this development. So as we continue to make progress, we will be bringing updates. We have another apartment development project on Hillary Street. It's 47 units. Some commercial development that's taking place right now. As some of you may be aware, in the old forgotten town center in the north part of town, the city of Calexico, thanks to the new ownership of town center and the Imperial Irrigation District, we're all able to come together and put in-kind time and money to bring town center back to life so FedEx could come in. So there were some improvements that had to get done. I do want to point out that a lot of these improvements came at no cost, but because there was the willingness of every player to stand up and make this happen. So as a result of that, in the heart of town center, there are 30 acres that were bought, and it's being developed right now to have a new FedEx distribution facility. We anticipate that they're going to be bringing anywhere between 40 to 50 jobs. And the domino effect that we're seeing right now is that the rest of town center right now is becoming a hot commodity, and everybody's calling the owner and saying, hey, if you guys were able to bring a FedEx, I want to do business there with you. We have a Dollar General store coming on the intersection of 98 and Cloquet, right next to the junior high. We anticipate that project to break ground sometime in the first quarter of calendar year 2020. We have the Mega Park Jasper Crossing project. Again, one of these projects that if any of you followed City Council back in 2005, 2008, you probably heard about it. One of the things that we're looking at is making sure that we take a different approach, that we piecemeal it. There's no need to develop 145 acres all at once. We can be strategic, and right now we have 2 commitment letters from 2 clients that are looking to occupy the 30 acres closest to Toys R Us, and develop some commercial and medical administrative developments in that area. So we anticipate that also happening in the first quarter of 2020, bearing any setbacks. So you'll be seeing those things. There's going to be an AMPM that's going to be built at the Grand Plaza outlets. Again, it was a project that was long coming. I think when we came in, we started listening that an AMPM would be coming. Finally, everything has been cleared on the building and engineering side, and that should begin very, very soon as well. Silver Recycling is a company right now that also is now turnkey operational. They are placed right next to the railroad tracks in between the post office. This is a 2-phase project. They finished building phase 1, which is what you see right now. They have a sign right there now. Phase 2, if there are no setbacks, is going to be the one that potentially could generate another 50 jobs here in Calexico. So we are awaiting that project as well, and we're looking to streamline the process of that and everything else. I mean, the key word here is streamlining. I mean, we've been able to do that, and now we see the results coming to our city. Yes?
I'm sorry, on the AMPM, there's also going to be service stations, gas stations.
Yes, Mayor, that is correct. It's a convenience store along with gas stations.
Correct. Very good.
I touched on Heber Park. Just really fast on the downtown action plan. So all the department heads came together, and we all chipped in and decided what were the needs that downtown has. While we were all in the brainstorming of this through our Public Works Department, specifically our Public Works Manager, we were successful in obtaining $200,000 to do what we call through the Southern California Association of Governments Sustainable Communities Program, a project that could impact not only those that are working or conducting business in a deteriorated area, in this case our downtown. So we proposed and got funded to do an initial project, what we call Rockwood Avenue Promenade. So what this is that we're going to be looking to enclose and create a pedestrian plaza from 1st to 2nd Street on Rockwood. The monies were secured, as you can see up there, in March of this year. That's when we got notified. Officially, these monies come in beginning the new fiscal year, which we just started. So technically, we can begin to draw down the money. One of the things that we decided to do was have our commissions be involved. We ran this through the Business Improvement District. The Business Improvement District approved moving forward. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to be presenting this item to City Council for their approval. These are some renderings, and possibly the lighting doesn't help, but what you see right there in the middle, that is Rockwood Avenue. To the south, it's 1st Street. To the north, it's 2nd Street. So that is the area that includes the alley right next to Jack in the Box that we're going to be doing and doing this improvement project. I do want to share that Jack in the Box right there on Rockwood in the past years had been impacted in terms of the revenues that they were receiving. They were close to shutting down Jack in the Box on Rockwood. We were able to engage them and show them the plans that we have and that are going to begin, and I'm happy to share that they signed a new 5-year lease to stay there as a result of them seeing the plans that the city, through its commissions, are going to implement. These are just other renderings that we created so we can have a perspective as to how it's going to look. To the top left-hand corner, that would be the pedestrian plaza. Some of the items that you see there as bullets are the things that we highlighted in our application that made this a possibility. Now let's jump into the New River Improvement Project. This is the fourth item in the list of bullets that I shared with you in the beginning. I do want to share with you that we are a couple of, I know, we're actually like 2 weeks away. On July 18th, I right now make an invitation to all of you to attend a community forum that we're going to be having at 6 o'clock at the Women's Improvement Center. We're going to be doing a community forum where we present the current efforts of what we call the Calexico reach in our strategic plan, which is right there at the bottom. You see that little green belt right there? That's Reach 1, which is the Calexico reach, in which we're going to be having infrastructure improvements that it's going to enable for us to do our Parkway project in the west side of town. This is a better view of what I'm sharing with you right now. The green line is a pipeline in which we're going to be piping the river right south of the 2nd Street Bridge, taking it all the way to the All-American Canal siphon. That way we're going to be pumping clean water, tertiary treated water from the wastewater treatment plant to the 2nd Street Bridge, so we have a clean flow of water running through the Parkway project that we're going to be building. So these are the infrastructure improvements that are going to take place south of 2nd Street Bridge. We're going to have a trash screen, a bypass encasement, and a pump back system that's going to bring the Parkway project to life. So what we're looking at right now is spending $2 million in the construction of Phase 1B. So we have 3 phases for the Parkway project: Phase 1A, Phase 1B, and Phase 2. Phase 1B is the first one that we're going to be funding. At this point right now, if you see the third bullet, we are at a point right now where the bids are out already. The construction management and actual project construction, right now we're bidded out. The advertisement began last month. We are looking to approve by City Council the contract by fall of this year and have the first phase completed by the summer of 2020. Jumping into cannabis, like I shared with you, you cannot distinguish right now the writing on your left-hand side, but I invite you to go to our website. This is a bulletin that we created that pinpoints precisely every single thing the city can offer as a commercial activity. To your left, we have a live list that we call, because this list can change on a daily basis, on the types of commercial activities the City Council has approved and where we stand with the CUPs, the conditional use permits that have been issued, those that right now are still available for those that want to come and invest in our city. So we did what we call a white paper that can easily, in one sheet of paper, tell you how to do cannabis business in the city and what opportunities are available. Last but not least, I want to highlight partnerships. Everything that I shared with you would not be able to get done without partnerships. And as you can see right there, there are partnerships from south of the border. There are agencies from Sacramento. This is how we're bringing back some of the programs this city needs so we can offer it to all of you. Our housing program, our first-time home buyer, our home rehabilitation programs are now a reality once again. We anticipate to begin offering those in the fall of this year. CDBG, the Community Development Grant Program, is also now available to the City of Calexico. We're applying for monies, something we were not able to do for the past 4 years. Now we are again. So the message behind this presentation, council members and honorable mayor, is that we are not where we want to be, but we're taking steps to make sure that we do things the right way so we can get there once again. Thank you very much.
Mr. Figueroa. Can we have a few comments?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Mr. Figueroa, I want to highly commend you for your hard work, and I don't think anybody would dispute, even though we're not where we want to be, this is progress, this is positive, and I commend you and the staff that has assisted you. There's a lot on the table that's positive, and We seem to dwell so much in the negative, which is important because we have problems to take care of. But it's important we also balance and bring out the positive that's happening, and there is a lot. So thank you very much, sir.
I know you had all these projects and you were balancing them and when can I get to them? But this slide shows the actual work that you've done and it's humongous. This is a tremendous leap for the city to start these projects, Miguel. I want to commend you, as Mr. Hodge is saying, but I know you had all this, you were thinking about doing, we just got to wait for me, espera. Ya mero, Pacheco, just cálmate. But you were right on track, and you promised what you did, and you completed your portion of it.
I respectfully, Mayor, just want to say something. This is not a one-man show.
Right.
There's a lot of people behind me that day by day believe that we can get something done. They are buying into it, and we're at not the pace that we would want, but we're beginning to get things done. And credit where credit is due. My team, some of them are out here, some of them are maybe listening to this presentation, but it's everybody, and it's every department in the city.
That's true. Thank you, Mr. Figueroa.
Mr. Figueroa, I just first of all want to commend you as well, like Mayor Pro Tem Hodge said, and Mayor Pacheco. And most importantly, what a lot of people don't understand is that we're creating a momentum here that, though it looks pretty small, as time goes by, the snowball effect will come into effect and it'll grow bigger and it'll just make Calexico much better. So with that being said, not only Mr. Figueroa for the great presentation, but for the hard work that actually gets done behind the curtains, for the finance department, Carla Lobatos and her entire team, for instance, for Norma Gerardo, doing a great job, Lorena Minor, Ronnie, all of them, they're doing, everything that gets done behind closed doors, Chris Velasco, Mark Vasquez, all of them, a lot of them, they don't shine. They're not on the light. They're always behind, and we're the ones that are always up here, kind of taking, some of the credit, you can kind of say. But at the end of the day, they're the ones that are doing the hard work, and I commend you guys, and that's the reason why I think, council is able to take the decisions to be able to take Calexico once again to the next level. So thank you guys.
For getting there, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you, Miguel. Moving on to item number 3, we have a presentation by Mr. Jose Yepes Sr. and Jose Yepes Jr. regarding the CBC.
Mr. Mayor, I made Mr. Caldi Servin a promise.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Question.
I can answer your question.
Mr. Servin.
Appreciate it, Caldi, and we will get to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Servin. Mr. Yepes. Tag team?
Man, I see them, I get thirsty.
Yeah. How come you didn't bring it?
Yeah, who's working? Who do you want first to go on after the presentation?
Good evening, Honorable Council. Uh, Thank you for having us. City Manager, Assistant City Manager, and, City Manager, Assistant City Manager, and City Attorney, thanks for having us tonight. My name is Jose Luis Yepes. I'm the brewer and one of the co-founders for Calexico Brewing Company. And we're here to tell you a little bit about our company tonight and how we've progressed in the past year through the help of the community and the city. All right, so Calexico Brewing Company. Our key goal is to become the Imperial Valley's top craft beer producer. We're well on our way. We want to adequately expand our company and distribute to other major craft beer scenes in California, including San Diego, which is a beer metropolis, Coachella Valley, and ultimately throughout the state, and export to our sister city in Mexico. We want to create we have created a prosperous craft beer community that can inspire growth and change city and countywide. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my function in the company. So I make the beer, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of what goes into your beer. So there's 4 basic ingredients that go into beer. It's water, malt, hops, and yeast. And you need all these ingredients for making beer. This is a little bit about the process. This is what we actually go through during the day-to-day operation on a brew day. So first, we grab the malt, which is one of the ingredients. It's either mainly barley or wheat, and it goes through a milling process. After that, it goes into the mashing. So it's the milling and then the mashing, which is one of the tanks that we have there, where we mix in the barley with hot water, and we extract sugar, and there's an enzymatic conversion of starches and sugars for ultimately fermentability. After that, it goes into a lautering process and into a boiling process where we add the third ingredient, which is hops. And the hops give it aroma, flavor, and bitterness. After the boil ends, we do a whirlpool, and that helps to separate any matter that's still in the liquid. After that, we cool the wort, which is the liquid, which is basically sugar, water, and hop tea, and it gets cooled and transferred into the fermenter where it finally is in there for 2 weeks. We add the yeast at the beginning of the process, and the yeast reacts with the reacts with the sugar in the liquid to create alcohol and CO2. After that, it goes through a conditioning process, and it's kegged. And we haven't gotten to delivering to many places. We just do it locally, but most of our beer gets consumed in our tap room.
Mr. Yepes, sorry to interrupt you. So needless to say, your craft beer is organic?
Not necessarily, but all of our ingredients are purchased in the United States, and basically everything is made from scratch, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, yeah.
They taste good. That's all that counts.
Thanks. All right, so my brother's going to talk a little bit more about
to talk a little bit about the craft beer industry in general here in hi, I'm Robert Yepes, by the way. I'm here with my brother and my dad. Hello, council members. Thank you so much for having us. Just to go over the craft beer industry a little bit, to talk about San Diego, who's just about an hour and a half away. And these statistics are about 3 years old from 2015. But as you can see, in those 3 years before 2015, it actually doubled the impact of craft beer from those 3 years, from 300 million to 600 million, and that actually translated to 115 breweries at that time, and generating 851 million in sales in 2015, and employing 4,512 workers. So they hold about 500 craft beer events a year, leading to 300 plus hotel room rentals. And of course, that is San Diego. San Diego is a much larger economy, but here's some more statistics on that. The first one actually shows the total breweries, the amount of breweries and brew pubs in the county. It looks like it begins at 40 and goes all the way up to over 110. The bottom part just shows the direct industry jobs, the amount of growth. You can see it goes up exponentially in 2013 to 2014, which is when a few larger craft breweries grew their business into large, like over 100-barrel systems. And this graph is actually my favorite one. It actually shows how the local craft breweries started outselling non-San Diego breweries back in about 2015. And you can see that, given the time, people will actually go and choose a local craft beer versus anything else. You just given the time. And so why does that apply to us? Well, basically you have to ask why Calexico. Why Calexico? It's a strong community. There's a necessity of industry. Of course, there's a lot of people out here who love good beer. Potential economic growth. I'm sure that's why everyone else is in here, because we see the potential in the economy. Ultimately, of course, create a prosperous craft beer community that can inspire and change growth throughout the city and county and many other industries. And that last part's just another little fact to prove why we have so much potential. In 2015, the Bureau of Transportation recorded over 19 million Calexico port of entries, which opens up a lot of opportunities to make Calexico and Imperial Valley a desirable destination, not only for just beer, for many other things. So, did I skip a few? That's enough. There you go.
Okay. So we've actually come a long way. That's actually some of our first batch back in 2013, I think. It was in a garage. That's how we started making beer at home. And the history of us is that we started off donating our beer at the Grand Plaza Outlets, the first beer festival that was ever made in Calexico. So that's kind of how we got motivated to create the company and actually make it a thing. So this was the community support that we received that night, which was phenomenal. This is a little bit more of the pictures. Let's skip through them. So this is when we actually applied for our public for our ABC license, which is our alcohol and beverage control license. So it's a type 23 license, which is a small beer manufacturing license, which allows us to brew beer, sell it, and distribute it ourselves, state of California. So this is our first, this is our current brewery, but this was like when we didn't have anything in there. We began construction there. And we got a brew house. This was our soft opening in January 2018, after we finally got all our licensing and everything with the state approved. Not to mention that the city was very helpful with everything. Oh, this was a blessing from the Father Miguel from Our Lady of Guadalupe. This is the team. This is the batch that I made here at the brewery. One of the first commercial batches that we made. This is a collaboration that we did with another local brewery in Hopeville, the first brewery in the Imperial Valley. We actually keep close contact, and it's a very inclusive community where we like to collaborate. We're actually due to have a new collaboration in the next few weeks. So this is our community events that we have. This was the Bulldog Club. So this is a lot of
Wow.
bulldogs around the valley that get together. So this was all of them. We have this every now and then. The motorcycle club, I think it was I forgot the name of them, but they did a poker run. have a few open mic nights as well, and artist pop-ups. Oh, I think that's me in the dunk tank too. This is the, we actually had the state assemblyman have his birthday out at the brewery. Oh no, that's Miguel's birthday. Never mind. That too. So yeah, we got a good support of the whole city. This is Esdras Ochoa, another local celebrity.
This picture is like a little bit of a local celebrity, more or less. If you guys are familiar with Netflix, they have a TV cooking show, and he was one of the final chefs. He's from here. His name's Esdras Ochoa.
Oh, yes.
And I'm happy to say that the council was able to get us their contact info, and we were pretty fortunate to have him, and quite a big crowd come meet and greet with him. So here's a few more pictures of that. We're pretty happy to have him there. Pretty exciting stuff. It's a little dark. Here we have a council member, another local business member, Pinky's Hot Dogs is another good guy meeting with a local connoisseur of food, right? So here's Esdras with his mom, my mom, and Esdras' wife. This is our local culinary club at the high school. So these guys are actually competing right now, and they're doing really well. They've gotten good recognitions too. They're pretty happy to meet one of their mentors and inspirations from their show. And this is one of our events that we do. We're trying to do it again this year, the Oktoberfest. Hope to see you guys all there this year. Some more pictures on that a little bit before the setup, before the event, before the party gets started. Here's a picture of my dad back here. So this is a recent expansion that we've been doing at our location. We actually definitely needed the space, so this is a little bit of that goes into the work behind the expanding process. There's a few workers there, a little bit more of the process. Just as you can see, more space for you guys to come in and have more beers. Whoop, skip the button. Yeah. All right, so we were pretty fortunate enough to be invited out to the Boston Brewing Company. They were doing a documentary on immigrant entrepreneurs. And for some reason, I guess it was the name Calexico that they remembered us. This nice lady here, Jennifer, she works for Sam Adams. And they really wanted to bring us out there to Boston and meet the founder and know a little bit about us and Calexico and what it is that we do out here. This is actually the brewery. It's a little bit dark. You can't really tell, but that's the entrance. There's me and my brother at the entrance. This is like, I guess they teach, brewing stuff in here that you can barely see, but there's Jim Cook. The tap room at Samuel Adams. This is right before they did the interview, the documentary. A little bit more of the tap room, right before the interview again. And this is actually a nano brewery within the brewery. We were invited, since we were the only brewers in the entire documentary, we got a special invitation with one of the brewers here, Aaron. He runs that little area there. This is also right before we meet Jim Cook, right before the interview with Jim Cook. And this is right where we have a beer and an interview with Jim Cook, the founder of Sam Adams. And we got a pretty good conversation about beer going and the border and all that. He really wanted to know more about Calexico and about us here. So I'll let my brother speak a little bit more about that little experience.
So it was really cool to meet the man himself, Jim Cook, the founder of Sam Adams. So a lot of people were proud of Calexico, and a few of our patrons have been nice enough to take our gear around the world. So this guy, he actually biked all the way from Alaska to Los Cabos, and he took one of our shirts, took a picture at the finish line. Just a few more shots of everybody wearing shirts around the world.
Oh, I like that.
It's not photoshopped. It's a FIFA World Cup last year too. That was pretty cool. So we want to thank everybody. We also got, my dad just wants to say a few words. Gonna make it kind of quick because we gotta go to the art walk. We also have the art walk today. We'll be out there after the meeting if you guys want to come by. But he'll say a few words.
I heard you were labeled Los Borrachos.
the Borracho Brothers. Good evening, Honorable Council and City Manager, Mr. Figueroa, public and all. I'd like to let you know that if it wasn't for the city administration, if it wasn't for you council members, the great support that you've given my sons has been very positive. We can grow in a city and we can make things positive. This is just what they have there. They were asked by Mr. Jim Cook, what can we do for you guys? What can we do for Calexico? Their answer was, we want to put Calexico on the map. And you know what? I was very proud for that moment because Calexico is a very important hub. There's a lot of breweries south of the border, and it's getting great recognition nationwide and internationally. Collaborating and working with the city, with our sister city, is going to bring something very positive. Not only that, there is a lot of people that really enjoy this beer, and they'll come out here on holidays to have that great beer. I just want to tell you thank you very, very much, because through the past years, I know that it's been hard. There's been a lot of problems going on that have to be resolved. It hurts, but I guess it's growing pains, and it takes a strong council and a strong administration to make a difference. You made a beautiful presentation this evening, Mr. Miguel, and I commend you because it's been hard work. And I know there's other issues in our community that must be resolved. And I applaud you because I think we're going in the right direction, and it's going to happen. We will put Calexico on the map, and we'll continue to work with downtown projects and anything else that comes. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to show this presentation. Thank you, public, and we hope to see you at the brewery. Thank you.
Mr. Yepe and your boys, congratulations on your business. Great success for you guys. Keep up the good work, and you are putting Calexico on the map. Keep up the good work, guys.
Yes, congratulations. You are a real credit to our community, and we are very pleased and excited to be working with you. And hopefully we can further that adventure with Mr. Cook. That would be ideal. That would be great. So thank you so much for your hard work and being here in Calexico.
Just to add a little bit.
Sure.
We got to cover the drinking needs of the community first. Then we'll progress. But yes, we were invited to distribute back east, and so there are distributors down there, but it's baby steps. So you know, like we've got to make sure that we fulfill what we got to do here. But we're looking forward to send that beer east.
Great.
So thank you.
Just want to, Ms. Yep, the Yepes family, just congratulate them on the amazing job they're doing. You know, short little story. The first time I went with them and I met them and I tasted their beer, which was amazing. Not only that, but, you know, their friendship, the way they treat everybody, it's real down to earth, real Calexico, like they say, real Calesia. And even one of their beers is named Calesia Weizen. So, you know, wink, wink. But at the end of the day, you know, they've been very supportive. They've been great friends. They're still great friends. You know, I've always been proud to support, you know, other efforts and their work and their projects and their events. And, you know, to have been able to be a part of their journey, and to top it all off, being able to be a part of their video where it shows what Calexico is doing through a biography or documentary, if I'm not mistaken, that Samuel Adams is doing, and to have been able to been a part of that and show and express, you know, such great gratitude for what you're doing. I just think it's a great job, and I think this should just be an opening step for even more breweries to come to Calexico and really make it the brewery hub of the entire county, and hopefully maybe even the region. So once again, thank you guys, and congratulations to Yepes Jr. for you know, on the new word of being a dad and the future grandfather as well.
Congratulations.
So congratulations, guys, and to the missus.
You won't be sleeping very much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Moving on. We're at the portion where it says public comments and public appearances.
This is a time for the public to address the City Council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. The mayor will recognize you when you come to the microphone. Please state your name and place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal or slanderous remarks. If the item you wish to comment on is on consent, please comment now. City Council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion of the agenda, we will take your comment when we get to the item on the agenda. Please direct your comments and questions to the City Council. And the first person is Hector Araujo.
Good evening. My name is Hector Araujo, 555 Cesar Chavez Boulevard. Honorable Mayor, Council, City Manager, and staff. First of all, I want to commend you on the good work you're doing. I haven't been at council in about a year and a half, but Councilman Romero mentioned momentum, and if outlets, downtown projects, art walks, cannabis, craft beer, Cesar Chavez Boulevard, and saving Applebee's for now isn't momentum, I don't know what is.
Thank you for mentioning that.
So good job on that. I see a lot of beautification, a lot of projects around the city. I noticed Birch Avenue was fixed, restructured, repaved. It looks beautiful. We finished Cesar Chavez Boulevard finally. I mean, I've been waiting for that for about 30 years. I'm serious. It doesn't matter. It got done. It looked beautiful. That's the future for now. I know things change. But one thing I did notice that didn't fall within my expectations or my plan was the concrete barriers that were placed. The boulevard looked beautiful. It looked clean, fresh asphalt, sidewalks, those old-fashioned light posts. It looked better than ever. And with that comes progress and momentum, and we're expecting that corridor to be where a lot of the new businesses are going to be, going southbound to Mexicali. Well, lo and behold, about a month and a half ago, I'm driving down and I see this horrendous eyesore of these dividers, and so now you got the northbound traffic coming in the divider. I understand that, but now you got 2 lanes going to Mexicali, and now you got a separate local traffic only lane, divided by these concrete barriers. And I think that hinders some of our momentum. It hinders some of what we plan for Cesar Chavez Boulevard. One is, if somebody wants to place Mr. Yepes, a craft brewery, Hueta, a burger place, do you think the Mexicali people going southbound are going to come through here, local lane only, and not being able to go back into the line and go to Mexicali? No, they have to travel 3/4 of a mile down to El Hoyo, make an illegal U-turn, and go through there and then go southbound, which is what everybody's doing right now. So that just doesn't make sense. I understand traffic-wise, we're trying to hinder people cutting in the line, which was what always been happening on Imperial, and we've placed the traffic control people, and we've placed the cordons, and they somewhat work, but in this case, I mean, it doesn't really work for here. I know it's a temporary measure. I know we're going through the motions. Things change. They can change tomorrow again. I know these are movable in Coronado. They move them every day to accommodate for traffic. So I would just like to ask that it be considered for the future, the near future, and the future of Cesar Chavez Boulevard, that we do something else. I mean, I've got concerns, safety concerns. I mean, we've had 4 or 5 alarm fires on Garcia Market. The warehouse behind Garcia Market, we have fire engines from Mexicali, the Navy base, everywhere coming in. We had at the recycling center, we had 3 fires that popped up within 1 week. I mean, that's a lot of traffic coming in, emergency personnel coming in. response times for ambulances are diminished now. If it's a 4-minute response times to help somebody having a heart attack, now that ambulance has to go down to Aloya, come back and go around, and then go to All Central, and I mean, by that time, somebody could perish in disease. So just please take that into consideration. Take the restraint of trade into consideration, which is what it is. There's about 15 or 20 property owners there. We're all pretty concerned because all their dreams and hopes went down the toilet for now. So again, things can change. I know you're doing your best. You're considering everybody. And I just respectfully ask that you consider everybody, including the property owners. If you have to have 2 more police officers, ticket everybody cutting in a line, and create revenue for the city, I'm all for it. Let's educate these people on how to do a proper line going somewhere. All right. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christian Martinez.
Hi, good evening, council and everyone attending in this meeting this evening. I would like to start off and say I do respect the time given here for members of the community to have the opportunity to be involved with their city, and I'm here as an official rep for Las Palmas SWAT Meet. I would like to start off and be clear and address right now that the city of Calexico has never jeopardized or threatened our ability to be open. As a matter of fact, the city has asked for our help to understand how SWAT meets are ran in certain matters. And honestly, they just reached out when the fire happened in San Tomas and asked us as a SWAT meet if we were able to accommodate those vendors to place them so they could do business during the Christmas season. One of the examples that we worked together was deciding on how we're going to do the use of permits. As you all know, you do need a permit for San Tomas and Las Palmas, so I was working officially with the city and say we could accept those permits, and on our behalf as Las Palmas SWAT Meet was dropping down the rents. It was an easy trade-off because we all know the holiday season is where we make our money, and so that was a place where we say, you know what, they deserve a place to sell despite the situations. And I just want to say that because that's a clear example of how the city of Calexico works with private businesses and leadership on this council to help those in need. Now for the business at hand, Las Palmas SWAT Meet today would like to officially state to all vendors, members of the community, members of the Imperial Valley and the council that we are open for business. In the past few months, there's been a lot of misinformation from unauthorized personnel regarding SWAT meets, and we would like to reiterate that we're in no way in jeopardy of shutting down. Las Palmas SWAT Meet does not need representation from any outside personnel not authorized from within our company. This includes vendors, other business owners, their reps, and private citizens. We ask that all unauthorized personnel refrain from using Las Palmas SWAT Meet as a bargaining tool for their personal business matters. Las Palmas SWAT Meet, we handle all of our public relations in-house from authorized personnel designated to handle all communication regarding our business. And in no way was Las Palmas ever involved with Santo Tomas and the city of Calexico regarding their closure or with the fire. I want to just make that clear. And to move on for some other matters to make it more of a light mood, Las Palmas SWAT Meet is a stakeholder in Calexico. If you've been here in Calexico, you know we've been around for a long time. We host over 300 plus vendors, and during our holiday season, it goes up to 500. And those are official business licenses that are held with the city of Calexico, which helps everybody now. Not just us, not just the city, but it helps Food for Less out, Starbucks, Little Caesar. It brings the traffic. We have 45 employees year-round on payroll, so the magnitude of our SWAT Meet to host 45 employees year-round, and during the holiday season, over 80 employees. And our foot traffic that we could just count, because as you guys all know, it gets crazy out there, 180,000 people coming in and out. So there is a value in that SWAT Meet. It does bring a lot of commerce to Calexico. And in conclusion, I just want to say, Las Palmas SWAT Meet, we do welcome all new and existing vendors to participate in the fun environment we bring. This year we'll be hosting our 50-year anniversary. We welcome all council members, fire department, police department, anyone to come join in on this, but at the same time work with the city with the proper formalities to host these magnitude events, and that's with proper permitting, proper fire control, and police traffic control. Some of our classic events is a 1,000 toy giveaway, and our back-to-school backpack, which the fire department has helped out in the past. And we encourage you guys to come out and enjoy these festivities. And again, I know tomorrow's 4th of July, so I want all you guys to be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. Call an Uber, call a taxi. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy yourselves. I think it's time for Calexico to move on. City members and citizens to, lighten up the mood. There's always another day, and if there's a will to change, you will have that power to go out there and do business. Change is hard, but you got to get through it. And that's all I'd like to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Raúl Miramontes.
Hi, members of the City Council. My name is Raúl Miramontes. I've worked for Santo Tomas for over 12 years. Most of the area, but here knows me. Like I said, I've been there 12 years. Not once have I seen none of you guys pass through there, gone over there to see how it is over there. The times that the fire department showed up, they would be either shopping, they would be doing other things, they wouldn't be doing their jobs. They're so behind on so many things that, you like the guy Miguel over there said, Figueroa, you guys are trying to do so many things and getting so many things together. How come something that's been working for so good, for so long, how come you guys can't get something to get together, you guys, and try to figure something out? I seen a video that David Dell put on Facebook that to me it was real offensive. That's why it's the main reason I came over here. He was over there sitting with this smirk, talking about how the city tried to make everything good for you guys, trying to make everything work. That wasn't the case, man. I've been working there 12 years, and like I said, there's never been no incidents. You know what I mean? If you go to the other swap meets, you'll really see on things that are not really good, man. You know what I mean? I know you guys are friends with the other people, or you guys got related. Everybody knows that this city is not what it is, man. And just so you guys know, I'm every time, every chance I get, every time you guys run, every time I see you guys in the streets, I'm gonna let you know what you did. I'm gonna let people know what you guys did, because it's not right. You know what I mean? It's not right what you guys doing. You guys taking more than 200 or 300 people's food away. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys didn't understand, or you guys ain't putting yourselves in that position. You guys gotta be yourself. I want you guys to go and see how it is to load things up like the way he said. You guys don't do that. You guys don't take the time. You know what I mean? It's like, look at this guy. This guy's going like this with his finger already. Come on, hurry up and finish. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things that I'm getting from you, bro. It's not funny to me. You laughing, it's not funny. No, you're laughing and you're smirking, and to me that's not funny. You understand that? You know what I mean? I pay taxes here, bro, and I go to, you know what I mean? My kids go to school here. They ain't got no future right here going, what's going on?
It's just a natural reaction, sir. Nothing against you.
Well, to me too. My reaction is natural too. You know what I mean? And I don't like it. Just like his smirk, laughing, saying things on Facebook, for everybody trying to make it seem like in the public, it wasn't our fault. We tried to do everything we could to make it happen. You know what? That's a big lie. You guys didn't do that because you didn't want the Swami to open up again, man. That Swami is known everywhere. There's people from San Jose, from San Francisco, from LA coming to this Swami, just to this Swami. You know what I mean? Palmas was known just for Wednesdays. That's the only time Palmas people would go over there. You know what I mean? If you guys know how much we charge on Wednesdays just for one day, man, that's crazy, dude. You know what I mean? Santo Tomas had the restrooms, everything. Just go check out how they have the restrooms, how they have the things on order. They don't have those things, man. We, as a group, we had everything squared away. You guys never took none of that into consideration. Like, I'm willing to start coming. If anybody of you guys want to come, I'm willing to stand outside and be outside with signals every single day to try to get this thing going, man. Because as a group, we didn't get together. As persons, we didn't get together to try to fight you guys, because we need to get you guys out of here. We had the lady crash. The officer said that she didn't do nothing. There was no harm. She hit a car, bro. She didn't hit it.
Mr. Miramon.
Mr.
Mr. Miramon.
That means that if I was to do a hit and run, you'll go chase me to my house right away and get me. That's a hit and run. When you hit somebody, you have to stay there. If you don't stay there,
Mr. Miramon.
It's a felony.
Mr. Miramon, we're over here.
No, okay.
I'm
I'm sorry, sir. You know what I mean? I just want you to understand me, because I honestly don't feel that you feel me. You say, yes, I understand you. Yes, we're going to try to figure something out. Yes, you're trying to blame the owners of Santo Tomas, when the owners, they've been nothing but good, man. They've showed everybody. I'm telling you, I've been working there 12 months. I moved from Salinas over here. I was only going to work there 2 to 3 months. That's what I told my best friend. I told him, you know what, I'm only going to work here 2 to 3 months. I ended up staying there 12 months, 12 years.
Thank you.
Because it was so good. You know what I me?
Your time's up, but
Yeah,
thank
I know
you.
my time's up, bro.
Thank you.
I'm just telling you guys, if these
Thank you.
guys, I'm gonna put that on Facebook. I'm gonna let everybody know the way you guys are.
Chief.
I mean, especially you.
Chief.
Chief, what? I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm
You're-
not disrespecting you. I'm not saying nothing wrong to you, am I?
Who's
Pedro
ye-
Ortiz.
Who's yelling? Who's yelling?
I have to yell.
Pedro
You
Ortiz.
don't hear me, bro, because I mean, you guys don't hear. All these people that have been coming here, you don't hear them.
Next.
Maybe if I yell, you'll hear me. You get me?
I'm gonna ask you to please refrain from talking, or else you're gonna be outside. Thank you.
Pedro Ortiz.
You do have your freedom of speech, and you have your 3 minutes to speak. If the mayor orders us to remove you, we have, the penal code allows us to remove you if you're disturbing the meeting, if you're causing a disturbance. So you do have 3 minutes to speak. You come and say it over here. Mayor gives the orders, we're gonna have to remove you guys. So do yourselves a favor.
That's not fair.
It's got nothing to do with, ma'am, it is the law. Okay, you have 3 minutes. You see, you can't, I shouldn't even be engaging you, ma'am. You have 3 minutes, you can put your slip, do your 3 minutes, and you move on. Or else nobody's gonna hear you. Everybody starts yelling, nobody hears anything. You wanna be heard.
Pedro Ortiz.
Buenas noches, Pedro Ortiz. Pues ya pasaron los agradecimientos y felicitaciones, si quieren los sombrerazos, ¿no? Señores, lo que nos acaba de mostrar el señor Figueroa me fue muy alentador, en serio, y sin darle escoba aquí al señor. Pero lo más triste es que ustedes ya le están aplaudiendo. Y eso, el señor trae un proyecto muy bueno, hermoso, pero no está logrado todavía. Y la función de ustedes es checarlo, que lo haga bien, checarlo, que vaya paso a paso lográndolo. Y ustedes ya lo están felicitando, señores. Ustedes me los hacen malos. Son buenas personas, son buenas que tienen iniciativa y ustedes mismos los hacen malos. Ya los están felicitando. No, señores, su función es cuestionarlos. ¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Cómo lo estás haciendo? En la negociación que hubo con la Santo Tomás, ustedes era su responsabilidad. Checarlo. ¿Qué estás viendo? ¿Qué estás organizando? ¿Por qué te vas a la corte? Entonces, ¿para qué estás tú? Para resolver esto. No necesitas ir allá. Todo ese tipo de cosas son lo que ustedes no están cumpliendo. Su función. Por más que ellos tengan una buena agenda, ustedes me lo están haciendo malos. Ok. Vamos a darles el voto de confianza. Es una buena administración. Pero si siguen con ese paso, para nada. Ustedes me los van a hacer malos. Yo quiero agradecerles. Quiero agradecer al señor Hodge. Al señor Hodge por su atención hacia nosotros los vendedores de Santo Tomás. Pues hace 3 sesiones, señor. Usted se comprometió aquí que iba a vernos. Yo voy a verlos allí en Santo Tomás. Señor, no fue. No sé si se atoró en el Starbucks. Porque ahí sí lo ven. Me podrá decir todas las dificultades del muchacho del Starbucks, todas las ofertas del Starbucks, pero no me va a poder decir ni una dificultad de nosotros, ni ninguna precio de nosotros, porque nunca fue, señor. Lo siento decir, ya no puede ir, ya cerraron, ¿ok? Al señor Dave, perfecto discurso, Yo no se lo creí, pero estuvo muy convincente. Señores miembros del concilio, qué tristeza me va a dar que se les va a reconocer a ustedes 5 como los Poncio Pilato de Calexico. Se lavaron las manos, no cumplieron sus obligaciones. Poner atención cómo se llevaba esta negociación. Si se llevó bien o mal, es responsabilidad meramente de ustedes, a lo que se ofertaron. Hacer nuestros ojos, hacer el ojo del pueblo, ¿ok? No a sus intereses. Por favor, los exhorto que ya den la oportunidad a que llegue gente nueva. Pónganle aquí como el señor Romero, no me lo hagan malo, Por favor, no le enseñen mañas. Sí, yo sé que son 3 minutos.
Gracias.
Pero yo creo que me merecí un poquito más. Nomás quiero decir unas palabras, no mías, ¿ok? Unas palabras del señor Luther King. Señores, discúlpenme, voy a tratar de ser más breve. Por último, les digo las palabras del señor Luther King. No me preocupa el grito de los violentos, de los corruptos, de los deshonestos, de los sin ética. Lo que me preocupa es el silencio de los buenos, el silencio de mi pueblo de Calexico. Me da coraje que no vengan y defiendan, que no se paren aquí y den su punto de vista. A lo mejor yo no tengo las mejores palabras, pero digo lo que siento. Peleo este lugar, que lo siento como mi casa. Por favor, párense y vengan y exíjanle. No les pidan, exíjanle que hagan bien su trabajo a lo que se ofertaron. Gracias.
Juan Carlos
No
González.
va a haber gente gritando o si no van a salir a gritar solitos. La segunda, ya es 3 veces que le avisamos eso, ¿verdad? La siguiente persona que se pone a gritar lo van a sacar de esta junta.
Juan Carlos González, yo creo que no debía prohibirse la pasión en una cosa que requiere ser apasionado. Lo único que tengo que decir es que nosotros esta semana tomamos la decisión más complicada que se puede hacer, que es cerrar un negocio que involucró 45 años de esfuerzo de familias, tanto de la administración como de los trabajadores y de los vendedores. Sí, nosotros estuvimos y con envidia veo algo que dijo Miguel, un clima amistoso. Nosotros desde que empezamos con la idea de reconstruir después del incidente, tuvimos un problema, un dique para hacerlo que nos mantuvo a cierto punto en parálisis, una fianza, porque no creían en nosotros. Yo he estado aquí 33 años y se me hizo casi inconcebible que recién llegados dijeran que no confiaban en nosotros y por eso nos ponían esa fianza. Alguien seguramente les susurraba al oído quiénes eran dignos de confianza y quiénes no eran dignos de confianza. Durante 5 meses estuvimos negociando la famosa fianza, porque no le habíamos sentido, ni siquiera estábamos claros que tuviera sustento legal. Después de eso, fuimos demandados, y lo peor, que nada tenía de amistoso, de por sí una demanda no es amistosa, pero el objetivo era cerrarnos, pero casi en una concepción confiscatoria, porque el propósito original de la demanda de la ciudad era que no tuviéramos absoluto acceso, ni nosotros a la propiedad más que los oficiales de la ciudad. Afortunadamente el juez en ese sentido dijo que teníamos derechos y a través de esos 5 meses pudimos mantener el total de nuestra plantilla de trabajo porque logramos remover 400 toneladas de material sólido en ese propósito. Durante ese periodo buscamos la mediación. Cuando llegamos a la mediación, el bono o la fianza había desaparecido. Y uno de los objetivos para nosotros era, por supuesto, salir de los tribunales. Los tiempos de los tribunales son muy diferentes a un negocio. Salimos de esa situación, presentamos un calendario, pero para despedirse nos mandaron una señal. Habría nuevas ordenanzas para septiembre. Y una de esas ordenanzas, por lo menos para discutirse en los siguientes 3 meses, era el modelo mismo de negocio. No es que no querramos cumplir con la ley, simplemente para el modelo de negocio que habíamos desarrollado durante 30 años era incompatible. Había que inventarse una cosa nueva y además esperar 3 meses más. O sea, íbamos a completar 9 meses sin propiamente tener ingresos. Cualquiera que ha estado en un negocio sabe que el único deber de un negocio es generar utilidades. Nosotros no las estábamos generando y ese era el más grande desafío que teníamos que resolver. Y además, yo creo que ni Moisés en la travesía hacia el desierto fue capaz de mantener en cohesión y unidos a la gente. La gente, si para nosotros era difícil, para los vendedores era mucho más difícil lograrlo. Esa ha sido la realidad. Y hay un comentario que quiero aclarar, porque se me hace frívolo, que nosotros no hicimos un esfuerzo honesto para sobrevivir. Mantener el negocio abierto con una esperanza por 6 meses ya era bastante complicado, ¿sí? Yo creo, y así lo sentimos, que incluso ser selectivos en la aplicación de los códigos es una forma de corrupción. Por supuesto que los códigos se deben ser cumplidos, pero deben ser cumplidos por todos. Muchas gracias.
José Méndez.
Buenas tardes a todos. Silvio, yo también soy trabajador del Santo Tomás, o más bien ya lo era. Y pues aquí hay algo que de verdad no me deja dormir, que de verdad lo traigo clavado, y es mis hijos. Yo digo, ¿no se han puesto a pensar nuestros hijos? Todos nuestros hijos algún día pensaron ser comerciantes, pero ¿qué tiene Calexico para ofrecerles a nuestros hijos, la verdad? Díganme ustedes. Tengo un hijo en el colegio y todavía hace poquito tenía planes de ser comerciante, pero se pone a ver los comercios cómo están cerrando, se ponen a ver que no apoyan a los comerciantes. Y ustedes díganme, ¿ahora qué les espera en ese futuro? Yo me imagino que más de alguno de aquí, sus hijos están en ese dilema de ¿ahora qué vamos a hacer? Sus padres todo el tiempo fueron comerciantes, ¿que van a ir al Army? Porque trabajo aquí no hay, y el poquito que hay, pues desgraciadamente ya está ocupado. Entonces, ¿qué le vamos a ofrecer a nuestros hijos, señores? Ustedes que están sentados aquí, nada más van a tener un cierto tiempo en el que se van a ir, pero nosotros, desempleados, nuestros hijos, o sea, ¿qué van a hacer? ¿Ustedes creen que van a querer estar aquí? No, se van a ir. ¿No se han puesto a pensar en los jóvenes? Tienen muchos proyectos, pero ¿a cuánto tiempo? Es la primera vez que vengo y que los conozco, y créanmelo, nunca se me va a olvidar su cara, nunca. Y espero, en verdad, que toda la sociedad que nos está escuchando y que tengan sus hijos, por lo menos que hagan su futuro en otra parte, porque aquí no nos espera nada alentador. Y todas las personas que están aquí es porque necesitan trabajar. ¿Y qué les ofrecen? Nada. En lo personal, tengo 15 años viviendo aquí, y este era el negocio donde yo dependía, y mis hijas también, de un comercio que nos lo cerraron. Ok, está bien, ustedes tienen su razón, pero ahora, ¿qué sigue? ¿Qué sigue? Va a ser un pueblo fantasma. Gracias.
Gracias.
Carlos López. Carlos Rodrigo.
Address two things. The farcical video that David Dale uploaded onto Facebook. How could you state for certain that Santo Tomas closed because it was too expensive to follow the law? They were different. Number two, Luis Pacheco, how do you expect people not to show emotion when they're losing their livelihood, their jobs? I mean, it's only natural. Maybe this might not be the forum, but at the end of the day, you have to understand where the stress comes from. There's a 28.9% unemployment rate in Calexico, and it's only going to get worse because how are you going to absorb all these other jobs? What plan is there? What concessions did you make to Applebee's for them to stay? Tax-free? Pay their rent? Subsidize their rent? I commend you for the 90 jobs that you guys are going to bring. But we had 300 vendors and 14 full-time employees that are now displaced at the moment. I'll give you credit. In December during the fire, you guys made us an offer to allow our vendors to go to the competition. We had no problem with it because we understood one thing, that during that peak season is when they make most of their sales. So of course we're going to say yes. We had to look out for them because we had a symbiotic relationship. We didn't survive unless they did. For 45 years, what we established
30 seconds.
was family, a family environment where our employees wanted to continue to work for us. That's why we had some employees for over 30 years. Raul started off for a few months, and then he decided to stay 12 years. And we've had 3 generations of vendors continue to sell for us. So I think it's a shame. And as I mentioned, it's sad. It's a sad day for Calexico because the city needs commerce. It's dying out.
Thank you.
César Figueroa.
Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es César Figueroa, soy residente de Calexico y me da mucho sentimiento, mucha tristeza el mirar a todos mis compañeros sentados aquí con la esperanza que nuestro honorable concilio no tiene para darles. Lamentablemente y con tristeza miramos que los negocios en Calexico están desapareciendo porque no hay políticas claras que ayuden a que las raíces de Calexico, que son los negocios pequeños, salgan adelante. Lamentablemente no fue grato para nuestro honorable concilio acercarse a hacer negociaciones claras y precisas con la administración de Santo Tomás. Ahorita ya es demasiado tarde, pero créanme que vienen elecciones y la ciudad de Calexico y los votantes que están aquí no van a olvidar sus caras. Créanme. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Alberto Alviso.
Buenas tardes, ciudad de Calexico. Buenas tardes, miembros del concilio. Señor Dale, señor Figueroa. Primero que nada, felicitarlo por la presentación que dio, que se ve un prospecto muy futurístico para la ciudad de Calexico. Ojalá se logre, ojalá se trabaje. Como dijo mi compañero Pedro, ya le están aplaudiendo algo que todavía no es hecho, pero esperemos que así se trabaje muy duro para que se logre. Como comerciante de Santo Tomás, me uno a la pena de muchos de nuestros compañeros que están con el corazón roto, con las ilusiones rotas, con su futuro roto, de algo que ustedes pudieran haber hecho la diferencia y no lo hicieron. En sus manos estuvo abrir una buena negociación entre Santo Tomás y ustedes. Yo no sé a quién se le ocurrió la idea de decir vamos a demandarlos. No me importa a quién se le ocurrió esa idea. Lo que importa es que ustedes aprobaron esa idea. Ustedes son los responsables de que la situación que se está viviendo ahorita esté pasando como esté, y creo yo que pudo haber sido diferente si de ustedes hubiera salido decir no estamos de acuerdo con una demanda, vamos a ayudarlos. por mucho tiempo, casi 6 meses o poquito más, nos hartamos de decirles que afectaron a nuestros negocios. No afectaron solamente al negocio de Santo Tomás, al negocio familiar, sino a los negocios de cada familia que nosotros teníamos. Por más de 10, 15, 20 y hasta 40 años, tengo entendido algunos. Ustedes fueron, porque ustedes pudieron haber dicho no a esa demanda, vamos a trabajar. Si no había un acuerdo muy claro entre ustedes, su deber era buscar cómo ayudar a la gente. Si su propósito no era ayudar a Santo Tomás, al negocio, pues a la gente sí, a la gente que labora, que trabaja, que paga impuestos, que vive aquí, que deja su dinero aquí. Y esa es la molestia que tenemos muchos de nosotros. Creo en los milagros. Ojalá pasara algo que dijera, hey, se arregló todo mágicamente o divinamente. Vamos a trabajar. Yo no sé si los dueños de Santo Tomás ahorita tengan las ganas, la fuerza, las ilusiones. Platicando yo con varios de ellos, veo que no la tienen. Y ojalá les viniera esas ganas, pero muchos de los comerciantes de los que están aquí son mayores de 50, 60 y hasta 70 años. Ellos en algún tiempo tuvieron 20 años y empezaron ahí en Santo Tomás. Si les preguntas a muchos de ellos si tienen la fuerza para volver a empezar, no. Yo me considero joven todavía tengo fuerza y voy a empezar yo de cero. Para muchos de la tercera edad, empezar de cero es imposible. Quiero que lo tengan en su mente, ya voy a acabar, quiero que lo tengan en su mente, eso, que ustedes tuvieron el poder de decirle no a esa demanda y de que hubiera sido diferente.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Mr. Kim?
Good evening, honorable council member. I don't know honorable to who, but not for us. And Mr. Pacheco, you made a wrong movement today. And how many times are you yelling to me as sitting down there? And then you say that people are yelling, so you wanna call the police on it? And now you order the police chief bring the more officers to scare the people. That's how you run this leadership is? I admire with Mr. Figueroa. He brought a lot of nice pictures, nice comic books. Actually, not even 50% is visible in the plan. You're just talking. The grant, without any state grant, almost all of them, we cannot have it because we finish it single audit. We cannot, whatever they said yes, but we cannot, final moment, we cannot have our grant because we don't comply with the state. And congratulate Mr. Council, 5 council members and staff. Congratulate your job as completely closing down Summit, Santo Tomas, affecting over 3,000 people's life instead of we helping them. Mr. Figueroa, as real economic development is not bring the new ones. We need to keep the old one to get progress and bring the more. That's real economic developments. Bring the new ones to kill the last of the business down there, existing business. It's not like economic developments. You're just subsidizing someone else. Focusing on our community members. Give them the easy to get
business, the job. Unfortunately, our town and valley, there's a lack of elected persons duties. They don't know how to progress the valley. That's why we have a
30
high
seconds, Mr.
unemployment here. So it looks like I don't have much time. And you guys want to close the summit? You don't want to summit anymore? Even the future for the closing this Las Palmas? God help you guys. And don't force the people, decent people, working people, and don't force them to go to ask for welfare, selling in the street, or in front of their house for survive. You're going to see a lot of houses starting selling in that house because you let them, don't let them work.
Thank you,
there.
Mr. Kim.
Thank you.
Mr. Jose Lu.
Muy buenas tardes a todos, los señores del concilio y a todas las personas que están aquí. Sufrimos casi igual todos. La razón que vengo yo es lo siguiente. No estoy muy ciertamente lo que van a hacer. Tengo entendido en la calle Segunda no van a dejar pasar, salir los carros en 2 líneas para Mexicali. Y entonces yo creo que mi manera, ¿no?, de ver, tengo ya 40, 50 años aquí en Calexico. ¿Cómo vamos a obligar a la gente? ¿Sabes qué? Si quieres salir a Calexico, vete a la calle Grand y de ahí agarrar a César Chávez. ¿Por qué no la calle Segunda, 2 líneas que salga, para que se ayude un poco mutuamente, ¿no? Ya sabemos que ustedes son los que toman las decisiones, igual en la calle Segunda. Por un tiempo, porque como le digo, tengo 40, 50 años, por un tiempo la calle Segunda de 2 líneas. El City que comentaron que quizás que vamos a hacer one way. Y el pueblo, sí señor, lo que usted diga. Pasaron un tiempo y vamos a decir, ¿sabes qué? Siempre no, lo vamos a hacer ida y vuelta otra vez. Fueron como 2 o 3 ocasiones que hicieron lo mismo. Yo creo que tal vez, para mi ver, ¿verdad?, que sea de 2 caminos, o sea, two-way, que venga la gente del downtown que puede venir, la gente que vive aquí, digamos, en las casas, o lo que sea, que puede venir por la calle de Segunda y llegar ahí a la salida o a las tiendas que haya de todo, ¿verdad? Y espero que ustedes tomen en consideración la salida a Calexico, que sea calle Segunda y que no cierre la calle Imperial, que siga circulando los carros de la calle Imperial. Los que gustan pueden venir y dar la vuelta a la derecha. Los que quieren ir al mall, qué bien. Pero se me hace que 2 líneas es mejor que 2 líneas o 1 línea, 2 líneas para ir a la plaza. Muchas gracias.
Okay, José.
Francisca Neri.
Buenas tardes, miembros del concilio, buenas tardes, pueblo en general y también al cuerpo de policía. Estoy aquí para extender una preocupación por la noticia que escuchamos, el bloqueo de la salida a México por la calle Imperial. Esto yo sé que va a afectar a las familias, a los negocios, y estoy aquí para pedir su ayuda, concilio de Calexico, su consideración hacia los negocios de la Imperial. Estaba leyendo la misión de Calexico. Una de las misiones es mantener, promover y mejorar la calidad de vida de los residentes de Calexico. Y yo quiero en este momento mencionar que mi esposo, Roberto, aquí está, Roberto Neri, él trabajó para Payless Shoes casi 25 años, cerraron las tiendas, y pues se nos ocurrió poner una pequeña casa de cambio por la Imperial. Apenas vamos a cumplir un mes, la casa de cambio Fátima. Vamos a cumplir apenas un mes y ahorita estamos preocupados porque si pasa eso de que cierren la salida a México por la calle Imperial, nos va a afectar bastante. Y pues también les quiero decir que es una ayuda mutua, ¿verdad? Porque también Calexico se beneficia de los impuestos de la ciudad. Entonces también nos beneficiaremos también las familias que trabajamos allí por la Imperial. Y pues yo confío en ustedes, que yo sé que harán algo y pues que no tengamos temor, ¿verdad? Los pequeños negociantes. Muchas gracias por su atención y buenas noches.
Gracias, señora.
Beatriz Romero.
Buenas noches, miembros del concilio. Buenas noches a todos. Pues estoy igual, yo también trabajo o vengo representando una de las empresas que ya tiene casi 40 años aquí en Calexico, que también son 3 negocios que están por la calle Imperial. Y también hemos escuchado lo mismo, que van a venir por la Imperial, pero que no van a poder dar vuelta al lado izquierdo para salir a México. Eso nos preocupa bastante, porque tenemos también casi 50 empleados que trabajan en la empresa. Y nos preocupa porque si ahorita ya empezaron de que están dirigiendo el tráfico para la César Chávez. No han cerrado la Imperial, pero ya lo están dirigiendo. Los clientes se han quejado con nosotros, donde dice, queríamos venir a cambiar, pero ya no podíamos porque nos mandaron para la César Chávez. Yo sí creo que ustedes nos pueden ayudar. Y eso vengo a pedirles, por favor, que nos ayuden.
Antes que vaya, ¿su negocio es cuál?
Es una casa de cambio. Se llama Econcentro CW Express. Hay 6 sucursales aquí en Calexico. ¿Ok? Y casi 40 años aquí. Empezaron con una tienda por la calle Segunda. Y pues tenemos fe, como le digo, vengo representándolos. Y tenemos fe de que nos apoyen y que la gente salga por donde ella quiera salir. Si quiere dirigirse por la Imperial y salir a México, por ahí que salgan. Si quieren irse por la César Chávez, igual. Pero sí es cierto, no queremos que Calexico sea una ciudad fantasma.
Gracias.
A ustedes.
Gloria Romo.
Muy buenas tardes a todos, damas, caballeros, mesa directiva. Es un honor estar aquí con ustedes y definitivamente estoy aquí desde 1991, su servidora Gloria Romo. He estado en la mesa directiva del Distrito Escolar de Calexico sirviendo a mi pueblo y lo mismo ahora en la mesa de salud. Y la verdad, duele el corazón. Y duele el corazón, señor Morris, sobre todo usted, porque desde un principio yo me sentí pues la verdad muy contenta, porque usted dijo, voy a apoyar a la gente de Santo Tomás. Todavía hace unos días dijo, estoy con la gente de Santo Tomás, y yo creo que sigue estando con la gente de Santo Tomás, porque usted es un comerciante. Y Santo Tomás, es más, sin Santo Tomás como que no es Calexico, ¿verdad? ¿Estamos? Así es. Pero ¿saben qué? Créanmelo, yo tengo fe en esta mesa directiva. Los ven ahí medio serios, pero ese dicho que ahorita estaban diciendo, que serios, pero necesitamos una respuesta. Una respuesta, y esa respuesta tiene que ser que siga Santo Tomás. Esa es la respuesta. Es la respuesta que quiere el pueblo de Calexico, que queremos los ciudadanos de Calexico. Queremos seguir con Santo Tomás. Y creo que podemos, ahorita en este momento tenemos gente trabajando en la administración, como el señor Deal, como el señor Figueroa, ni se diga, personas muy sabias que nos pueden apoyar. Y también hago el comercial tenemos aquí a una persona que nos va a ayudar mucho, que es el supervisor, Jesús Escobar, que está aquí y que estuvo sentado hace poco en una silla. Yo sé, Jesús, que estás mirando la manera de apoyarnos, porque eso es ser un equipo, no ser un pueblo fantasma, ¿verdad? Porque los fantasmas no andamos en equipo, somos un equipo y vamos a trabajar, todos vamos a trabajar para que se abra Santo Tomás, para que la gente de Santo Tomás, los dueños de Santo Tomás también colaboren y vean que también el pueblo lo estamos apoyando. Yo deseo de todo corazón, de veras se los pido humildemente, que se abra Santo Tomás, porque si no se abre Santo Tomás, no tenemos Calexico. Buenas tardes.
Dr. Leticia Cotto.
Las porras valen, pero take it easy. Take it easy. Okay, I'm going to ask you one more time. Do that one more time.
Are you ready for me now?
Go for it.
Okay. Famous, infamous Dr. Leticia Aldana Cota. Yo vine para ver que iba a haber un cambio de... Ay, perdón. Voy a hablar en español porque me imagino que la mayoría de las personas aquí presentes, a excepción, bueno, que me van a entender. Yo vine para observar el cambio de la mesa directiva, de gobernación, del liderazgo. Y me apena un poquito porque escuché y me da tristeza ver que todos ustedes que están aquí frente a mí, que son mis amigos, los conozco de hace años, no les vi emoción o como que les llegó lo que decían las personas que presentaron antes. Yo lo que les quiero pedir como ciudadana aquí de Calexico, activista, etcétera, etcétera, es que vayan a la mesa, que les ayuden a estas personas. Si a mí me dolió en el alma escuchar cómo les lastimó a cada quien. No sé si los señores dueños del Santo Tomás ya no quieran abrir, no sé si esa sea la situación, no sé si sea, pero escuchen, ninguno de ustedes, ninguno de nosotros, gracias a Dios, fuimos afectados, pero tanta persona aquí afectada, estamos escuchando de que queremos ayudarles a empresas a venir acá. ¿Por qué no ayudamos a los locales? Tenemos que ayudar a nuestra gente primero, por favor. Y yo sé que todos ustedes tienen corazón y sé que también ustedes, suertudos, porque no les llegó a ustedes, pero no tenemos familiares, pero esta es familia. Somos calexicanos, es nuestro pueblo, exactamente. Así es que necesitamos hacer todo lo que se pueda para poder ayudarles. Obvio, ellos tienen que hacer lo que tienen que hacer de su parte, así como yo, como ustedes, cualquiera que tenga que poner un negocio, etcétera, etcétera, pero hay que darles oportunidad, no hay que cerrarles la puerta, o todos hijos y todos entrenados, o todos coludos o todos rabudos, pero se les tiene que ayudar. Gracias.
Mr. Alex Peroni.
Honorable Luis Pacheco, regidores de Calexico, señor Figueroa, señor Dale, señor Campos, Gaby. Les voy a hablar en español porque la mayoría de las personas hoy hablan español. En mis 40 años de andar chachareando, de comerciante, de empresario, nunca he sabido de un negocio que cierre porque su gobierno lo pisotee. Entonces, los negocios cierran porque mal administrados, malos tiempos. Pero aquí vemos a todos estos comerciantes. Uno dice que 180, que 300, 500, no sé. Pero si hay 100 comerciantes que están trabajando día a día, buscando sus vidas y no pidiéndoles nada, nomás apoyo. Que quiso cerrar Applebee's, todo mundo allí, ayudarles. Quiere cerrar outlets, todo mundo ayudarles. Estos también están creando trabajos y están creando una economía en Calexico. Entonces, si ellos que sí son calesianos, que son de Calexico y muchos de Mexicali, ¿verdad?, que ya vienen a establecerse aquí, hay que apoyarlos. Hay que apoyarlos. Luis, señor Hodge, David, Morris, Rosie. Piensen qué podemos hacer para ellos, porque lo pensamos para los outlets, lo pensamos para Applebee's y para todos los corporativos. Estas son pequeñas empresas. Las pequeñas empresas, esas gotitas que están cayendo, son las buenas, porque se va un monstruo grande y acaba una ciudad. Esto es lo único que los queda ya de Calexico. Ya las tiendas en la calle Segunda se han acabado. Tú lo sabes, Morris. Ahí lo vivimos. A mí me da gusto ver que sigan ellos buscando, siguiendo en la lucha de los negocios. No sé qué tanto ánimo hay. A ver, Susana, aquí andaban parientes tuyos. Pónganse al tiro. Y cuando te digo pónganse al tiro, no se dejen. Ustedes son un corporativo, son una empresa grande, porque ahí tienen mucha gente trabajando, gente, es una economía. Se acaba eso, 180 negocios, dime. Entonces, no se dejen. No, contéstales a ellos. No, ahorita tú ven y hable.
No.
Entonces, yo como ciudadano de Calexico les pido, porque trabajamos en Santo Tomás, trabajamos en Las Palmas también, empezando nuestros negocios, y lo sé lo que es ahí. Ocupan su ayuda, no cierren las puertas ahí, pueden. Y Luis, por última, aquí es sentido común. Un abogado te puede decir una cosa, un gerente, no siempre son las buenas decisiones. Aquí vienen, ¿ok?
Thank you, Alex.
That is all, Mayor. Humberto García.
Bueno, voy a empezar por como empieza en el principio todo el tiempo aquí, el rezo. Empiezan a rezar para que Dios los ilumine, para que tomen las mejores decisiones, y hasta donde sé, la voz del pueblo es la voz de Dios. Si Dios les está diciendo, les está hablando al oído todos los días, porque hagan algo y no lo hacen, no sé qué están esperando. Si quieren que venga Dios en persona y se los diga, o aquí la gente, o no sé. Esto se volvió meramente recaudatorio. El señor Dale dijo que no pagábamos impuestos. Para yo vender en Santo Tomás necesito una licencia. La licencia del Estado y la licencia de la ciudad. Y cada año me piden mi reporte de impuestos. Señores, pagamos impuestos. Si no, no podemos rentar. Fuimos acusados de no pagar impuestos. Ahí están los registros públicos. Ahí pueden checar lo que cada uno vende, lo que cada uno tiene. Yo no sé cuánto ganan ustedes, pero deben de ganar bien. ¿Podrían decirlo? Porque yo sí les puedo decir lo que yo gano. Pero ustedes no pueden decirlo, ¿verdad?
¿Como regidor?
Como regidor. ¿O como?
Yo te lo puedo enseñar ahorita. Te lo voy a comentar más ratito. Son $552.67.
¿Con eso vives?
No, por mes.
¿Con eso vives?
Por mes.
¿Con eso vives? ¿Con eso vives? ¿No? Pues con lo que yo
no más quise responder a la pregunta, pero si puede continuar.
con lo que yo hago, con eso vivo, es con lo que yo vivo, con lo que yo trabajo. Señores, yo hablo por Palmas y hablo por Santo Tomás, y que aquí venda el que quiera vender donde quiera vender, donde mejor le convenga. Señores, ya tronaron los negocios de Imperial, ahora trasladaron el problema al César Chávez, ahora van a tronar los negocios de César Chávez. Yo no sé quién está planeando, pero ustedes están gobernando para la gente de Mexicali, le están dando la salida a la gente de Mexicali, están pensando en la gente que va y viene a Mexicali, no la gente que está en Calexico. Y los que estamos aquí somos los que sostenemos la ciudad, porque la gente que viene y nomás viene y va y nos deja el puro humo, porque ni siquiera vienen a eso, vienen a Walmart y se van por otro lado. Les dan la vialidad para que lleguen más rápido a Walmart, lleguen, compren y salgan. ¿Qué hay en Calexico para que la gente sea atractivo para invertir? Están hablando de la cervecería, que bueno, me da mucho gusto que la cervecería sea un buen negocio, y ojalá y les pegue, y la marihuana también. Calexico se va a volver un pueblo de borrachos y de marihuanos. Señores, hasta ahorita no sé si hayan contratado más policías, porque van a ocuparlos. Lo van a ocupar.
30 segundos.
No. De hecho, pensé en pararme aquí y quedarme callado los 3 minutos. Porque yo sé que ni caso están haciendo. Quedarme callado. Utilizar mi silencio nomás.
Gracias.
¿Cuánto falta?
No, ya terminaste.
No, me faltan 20 segundos.
Terminaste. Gracias.
Susana Martínez.
Buenas noches, creo, al concilio y a mis vendedores, a mis trabajadores. Básicamente lo que yo les quiero decir es contestar a un comentario que leí hoy, creo que fue ayer, en el Valley Press del señor Luis Pacheco. Luis Pacheco hizo un comentario diciendo que si hubiéramos hecho un esfuerzo honesto, esto hubiera sido doable, hubiéramos hecho los cambios. 6 meses estuve cerrada, señor Pacheco. 6 meses no he recibido un 5. ¿Okay? Creo que es un esfuerzo honesto, porque esos 6 meses estuve pagando nómina, estuve limpiando el remate, estuve haciendo los pocos mejorías que pude. Fue un honesto esfuerzo, pero ustedes me demandaron, ¿ok? Se aprovecharon para cerrar inmediatamente, emergencia, y no volvieron a darnos la mano. Hace 2 días llegó alguien de ustedes, no sé si puedo decir el nombre, para decir cómo los podemos ayudar. Ya había anunciado que había cerrado. Y ahora me doy cuenta que a lo mejor sí nos pudieron haber ayudado. Y no lo hicieron. ¿Cómo me hubiera encantado a mí que hubieran llegado con ayuda, con ofertas de ayuda, en lugar de una demanda? Y también quiero aclarar una cosa. Las personas que dicen que nosotros ya no tenemos el deseo de abrir, no es cierto. Ya no puedo abrir. Ya no puedo abrir. Económicamente ya no puedo abrir. Me duele cerrar el negocio que abrieron mis padres. Si creen que eso ha sido fácil para mí, no lo ha sido. Si creen que ver a mis trabajadores es fácil. El domingo estuve yo ahí, el último día que vendimos, estuve yo ahí. Las caras de mis trabajadores, verlos, me partió el alma. ¿A dónde se van a ir? No sé. No sé a dónde se van a ir. No ha sido fácil. Enterré a mi padre y cerré el negocio de mis padres en la misma semana. Esa es mi realidad. Y ustedes no ayudaron. Porque una persona aquí se encargó de cerrarnos con el pretexto de enforzar la ley, Y ustedes pudieron haber ayudado. Ahora me doy cuenta que sí, porque según la presentación han ayudado a otras personas y a mí no me ayudaron. Esa es mi realidad. Y cuando usted, señor Pacheco, dice que no hagamos las cosas personales, son personas. Yo soy una persona. ¿Por qué no hacerla personal? Son personas. Todas viven de sus trabajos. Y ahora verlos aquí y tener que decirles que ya no puedo. No puedo, lo siento. Pero no, y también lo que yo no he vendido ese terreno ni tampoco he hecho planes para eso, porque mi único plan era volver a abrir. Yo no estoy planeando con abrir departamentos, que por ahí supe que ya otras personas están haciendo planes por mí. Yo no, yo nunca he hecho planes. Mi última meta era abrir. Ustedes lo saben, pero me orillaron a tener que cerrar. Y esa es la realidad.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other comments? We'll take comments from City Council. First of all, I want to say that I do not believe that the city manager would get on Facebook or whatever and smirk during the time that he had. Excuse me, it's my turn to speak. And I've warned you already. Please, please. Thank you, Chief, Mr. Cunha. Sí, no. Le di 5 oportunidades. ¿Lo vamos a poner a gritar? No. Thank you. Las noticias que dio el señor Dale no era para reír o tratar. Estaba explicando la situación, las condiciones de Calexico, lo que estaba sucediendo con la ciudad. Varias cosas. Santo Tomás, cannabis, la carretera nueva. Eran como 5 temas que habló. No era para ponerse a reír a nadie. Okay? I'm sorry. I saw the video. He was not laughing. Era serio. El comentario era serio. No sé qué más decirles. La demanda fue porque alguien abrió Santo Tomás sin que nada fuera hecho. La manera, entraron sin arreglar nada. No. Es lo que sucedió. Es lo que sucedió. Yo no cerré, nadie aquí cerró Santo Tomás. El juez decidió, no hubo arreglos, hay que cerrar esto. Eso era lo que sucedió. I'm sorry. Bueno, any comments from my city council members? Anybody?
Yeah, I'll go. Let me get right. I got a speech here, but forget about that. Let me get right to the point. I feel that we should try everything we can to bring back Santo Tomas to the table and renegotiate and get you people back to working. That's my ultimate goal. I don't know if it's possible. I'm only one council member, but I understand your suffering. I came from a very poor working class background. Not here, I've been here since '92, but I know I'll never be a definite Calexico pioneer family member. But I love this city. But my mother My Mexican mother worked in factories, and there were times she was laid off, and we didn't have very much money for food. And I know it's extremely difficult. It's a tragedy. And you see your children, and they're hungry. So I understand that. But listen, I don't think we've been negligent in gently teaching you about the decorum and rules of city council. When you're coming up to the podium, we are silent because by law, we cannot speak or engage with you. Now we can, but it's not really an engagement, is it? Your turn first and my turn. That's not the best way to communicate. So don't misunderstand that we don't care. You don't know what goes on in closed sessions. We can't disclose that. It's a closed session. You don't really know what we feel. You judge us rightfully on our actions or lack of actions. But since Rodney Auditorium meeting, you know that I felt that we were not doing enough for you. We were boxing you in. And it's very difficult. I know how difficult it is. Somebody comes along and says, start your business. Start a business? It takes money to start a business. You need to have capital, money. And I knew you weren't working, so how are you going to get back on your feet? I understood that. But believe me, if you care to believe me, I saw the council. I'm under the impression that, first of all, public safety is extremely important. We didn't let you come in there because it was an emergency. It was a horrible fire. Thank God no one lost their life. We have apartments right next door where children are at. Be truthful. And it's our fault too. We turned the other way for many, many years in not enforcing what was the law. And you certainly didn't say anything about it either. So for many years, everybody got away with it and everybody was comfortable. But this council was different. We started to look at the ordinance. I'm getting very... Excuse me. We started to look at the ordinance. We realized that we haven't even been enforcing. One thing we hadn't enforced that was in the ordinance, and we talked to other swap meets, was that issue about loading and unloading. I don't like it. I understand. I'm over 60. That's really hard to unload and load every day. But that was the law. That was the ordinance. I have to tell you that I think some of your anger, and you have every reason to be angry, every reason. You've lost your livelihood. But I think it's misplaced on the city. We didn't directly close Santo Tomas. And I saw and I heard that there were many attempts to compromise. There was one that I was very hopeful, and I knew it wasn't the best working conditions for you. That was to go back, work in certain safe areas. And that was always my concern, safety for you and the community. Go back, work in safe areas, and on an incremental basis, timeline, start to fix up and bring up the standards. I thought that was very reasonable. But some of the standards were major obstacles for you. But we take an oath to follow the law and the ordinances. So we can't easily turn the other way, or we chose not to anymore. But I believe to a certain point that this city has been backwards to try to help you. And I say that without you because you don't know what we talk about. You don't know what we say or how we feel. And maybe that's our fault. We should try to show it more for you. But there are certain laws and ordinances and public safety in the fire department coming down on us, rightfully, that we can't make certain allowances. Safety. So it's a very, very difficult situation. The fire, how are you going to get back on your feet when there's so many problems that you have to fix now? But I go back, I still have hope. So Mr. Dale and Juan Carlos, if we can get together, try very hard to, and we did prioritize the violations and the substandard codes and issues. Let the ones that are not that important go by, fix the ones that we need to, that we cannot allow you back on until we do that. Make some adjustments. I would like very much to see you back so that your children can be well and their welfare taken. And when a man loses his job, he loses his dignity, he loses his sense of pride, and you feel lost. I understand that. But one of the highest values for us was we have to follow the law, whatever it dictates. We can't give you such breaks that we violate that law or public safety. So that's my take. But let's get back to the table. Let's get your families back to working at Santo Tomas. I will do anything for you in that way. I will support you that way. Thank you.
Yo voy a hablar en español para que se facilite más el entendimiento. Pues yo entré lo que viene siendo a mediados de diciembre. En cuanto yo entré como concilio y como su servidor público, fue cuando pasó esta accidente devastadora en el Santo Tomás. Incluso yo estuve ahí desde las 10 de la noche como hasta aproximadamente las 3 de la mañana, averiguando que todo estuviera bien, atendiendo, ayudando a los bomberos, surtiendo café. ¿Por qué? Porque a mí sí me afecta que negocios locales lleguen a pasar por situaciones como esa. Mucha gente mencionó, no, que ustedes son maestros, no, que ustedes no entienden. Yo nací con una familia en donde tenemos un negocio familiar local que lleva aproximadamente casi 30 años. Y yo aproximadamente de los 12 hasta apenas hace como 2, 3 años trabajaba al lado de mi papá, en donde trabajábamos en el calorón, lavando casas que no tenían luz, con vapor, en fin. Yo sí los entiendo en lo que se refieren de trabajar en el calor, porque yo lo he vivido. Yo he ido al Santo Tomás, yo ahí compré mi lavadora y mi secadora cuando apenas empecé con mi familia, porque yo sabía las oportunidades que hay ahí y por eso me dio esa preocupación. Ahora, lo que yo quiero dar a entender es que, por ejemplo, dicen, ustedes no han hecho nada. O sea, yo durante esos últimos 7 meses he ido con vendedores a platicar fuera del concilio. Yo me he sentado en la mesa de conferencias del Santo Tomás al lado de Juan Carlos y varios de sus comerciantes, que no voy a mencionar nombres porque no hay necesidad. A lo que yo me refiero es de que por mi parte mínimo he tratado de tomar la acción para que los mismos comerciantes puedan seguir con sus negocios. Ahora, aquí está el jefe de bomberos y él puede desmentir lo que estoy a punto de decir. Chief, Fire Chief, you can correct me if I'm wrong. El fuego se empezó por un mal cableado, ¿correcto, jefe? Pero se esparció por toda la mercancía que estaba ahí. Ahora, es lamentable, claro, pero esa fue la causa por la que se empezó. Ahora, nosotros al tratar de hacer la ordenanza, no es que queramos que a fuerzas suban y bajan sus cosas por gusto. Lo hacemos por seguridad de ustedes y por seguridad de la comunidad. Ahora, tengan en cuenta, esa ordenanza apenas es lo que se llama un rough draft. O sea, no está puesta en concreto todavía. Se les entregó a ambos tianguis para llegar a un diálogo de cómo se pueda llegar a una resolución en donde se puedan beneficiar todos los partidos. Yo en lo personal he estado en muchas de las juntas, aparte de las juntas particulares, que he hecho varias. Por ejemplo, lamentablemente cuando hicimos la junta del Rodney Auditorium, o sea, muy poca gente fue, y incluso ninguno de los propietarios fue. En donde quisimos dar opciones, en donde, o sea, tienen que entender, nosotros llevamos esto hasta Sacramento, y se consideró una zona devastadora federal en donde pudo haber llegado ayuda en base a préstamos para que se pudieran levantar, para que pudieran empezar a tener un tipo de capital para poder para poder comprar más mercancía. Que digas que se cerró. La razón que se cerró la parte interna del Santo Tomás no era por gusto, fue porque era, pues técnicamente en base a lo que nos dijeron sus inspecciones, nuestros building inspectors y nuestro jefe de bomberos, es de que estaba peligroso en base a eso. Entonces, como opción nosotros llegamos a decir, pues que usen el estacionamiento del sur. Entiendo que es difícil, ¿por qué? Porque tienes que estar sacando y subiendo las cosas. Entonces, ¿qué fue lo que llegó a la demanda? No fue, de regreso otra vez, no fue por gusto, fue porque simple y sencillamente se rompió la ley al momento que los vendedores volvieron a entrar adentro del Santo Tomás, abriendo, sabiendo que había tantas fallas de bombero y de código de ordenanza. A nosotros no nos quedó otra opción, no porque quisimos, sino porque bajo la ley es lo que teníamos que hacer. Entonces, se fueron extendiendo las negociaciones. Incluso yo llegaba a un entendido y de repente, pero la reacción a llegar después de llegar a un entendido, cuando llegaba esa reacción al City Hall era completamente opuesta, y yo también me jalaba los pelos. ¿Por qué? Porque yo entendía que las personas ya querían regresar a trabajar. Entonces, de decir que no hemos hecho nada, de que nomás nos estamos sentados, la verdad, ese no ha sido el caso. Como lo reiteró el regidor Hodge, hay muchas cosas que no podemos decir. Nosotros también tenemos que nuestra decisión, si fuera emocional, nosotros los dejáramos abrir, sin ningún problema. Administraciones previas no cuidaban las ordenanzas, no mantenían, yo los entiendo perfectamente. Lamentablemente, pero al yo querer subir como regidor, yo quise cambiar eso, que se siguieran las leyes, que todo esté al tanto, y que les vaya bien a ustedes, y que sea un lugar de beneficios para el público y de beneficios para ustedes y seguro para todos. Entonces, en conclusión, lo que quiero decir, Santo Tomás, vendedores, propietarios, nosotros no los cerramos. Lamentablemente nosotros seguimos leyes y tratamos de ver la misma manera de cómo poder doblarlas hasta no quebrarlas, por el beneficio de ustedes y por el beneficio de todos. ¿Y hemos llegado a esto? Claro que sí, o sea, qué lamentable, y la verdad sí me da mucha tristeza ver que no tengan trabajo, que no tengan dinero, y esperemos que después de ya huir, o sea, como se dice el dicho, está un lado de la historia, está el otro y luego está la verdad. Ya después de huir ambos lados, de que posiblemente todavía podamos llegar a un acuerdo para que se pueda reabrir. Y así como yo fui anteriormente a platicar con los propietarios, a platicar con los comerciantes, yo sigo con esa misma disponibilidad. Y no nomás para ustedes, comerciantes de Santo Tomás, sino para cualquier comerciante de Calexico. Gracias.
Morris. Thank you, Mr. Romero.
Oh, qué rápido habla. Wow. Okay. Mira, primero quiero decir al señor Lu y la señora que estaba aquí. Yo estoy de acuerdo que hay que dejar abierto la calle Segunda a Mexicali. So, vamos a pelear por eso. So, estamos de acuerdo. Okay. El Santo Tomás. You have to correct me, okay? I'm going to start. Yo lo voy a hablar en español y si tengo el bocina aquí que me ayuda. Yo trabajé en Las Palmas cuando tenía 17 años. Yo sé cómo es. Yo sé cómo es a cargar, descargar, si va a haber calor, frío, todo. Yo viví todo eso. Yo entiendo cómo está todo para ustedes. yo siento mal por ustedes, porque yo comencé ahí a los 17 años y con yo abrí mi tienda aquí. Pero hay leyes, como dicen, hay leyes para entender ese. Nosotros no queremos cerrar el Santo Tomás. Cada junta que tenemos nosotros, yo peleo por ustedes y voy a seguir peleando. Now, tengo una pregunta para el señor Juan Carlos. ¿Lo puedes subir aquí, por favor, Juan Carlos? Tú miras a tu gente aquí y tú dile, ¿quieres abrir Santo Tomás o no quieres?
Siempre quisimos.
Dile a ellos que tú quieres abrir y yo te ayudo.
Ok, nada más una aclaración.
Nosotros te ayudamos. Pero cuando yo tenía la junta con usted en marzo, ahí en el Denny's, tú eres estabas muy como calmado. Mira, si a mí me quema un lugar, yo el siguiente día yo trabajo para regalar rápido y abrir. Porque hay gente que necesita comer, pagar sus casas, pero estás muy lento.
No,
y eso
deja
no
que
se hace.
te dé una aclaración. No es que queramos funcionar fuera de la ley. Simple y sencillamente cuando intentamos el proceso de reconstrucción, se nos puso algo que no era claramente que estaba dentro de la ley, que era un bono de $5 millones.
No, es una...
Bueno, pero ese espantapájaros lo tuvimos ahí por 5 meses. Cualquiera que estuvimos en las conversaciones siempre decía, el bono va. A lo mejor podíamos aspirar a que fuera un poquito más abajo, pero era un verdadero obstáculo porque tampoco estaba claro que
permítame, aquí tengo uno de los contratos que hicieron la administración para que lo leas y todavía no está set in stone, no está completo. Concreto todavía. Eso no está concreto. Usted puede mirarlo y cambiar y lo que usted quiere, pero no lo están haciendo.
Acerca de las ordenanzas.
No, hay un ordinance aquí.
Okay.
Usted puede explain that he can change it. He can,
Sí, la ordenanza se puede cambiar.
Puede cambiar todo eso. Todavía no está. Yo no sé por qué cerraron. Pues si aquí tiene oportunidad para cambiar lo que usted quiere cambiar.
Claro que sí.
Pero no hay repuesto con usted. Nomás voy a cerrar y todo y no se hace así.
You run a business, right?
Pardon?
You run a business. I know. You used to run a business, or I'm not sure if you still do. What you're asking us with the ordinances, what you're asking us to do, is basically invest $100 to collect one. What business returns are we going to have?
No, I'm just telling you that you have a.
No, but you're saying that we're slow to react. It's not that we're slow to react. We were drawn into a lawsuit.
You have a chance to change it, to ask us to change.
Yeah, we sat in mediation for almost, 10 hours, 12 hours? You guys were there. It's not that we don't have the will. How are we supposed to generate income to make the changes? Banks won't loan us money. You know that, right? Because we have no income coming in. The city council continues to make concessions to other companies who could pay.
No, but
Yeah,
we're
it
not
doesn't help the
asking you.
citizens.
We go back to the Spanish porque la gente quiere. Mira, puede arreglar cosas poco a poco. We're not asking you for one big, just change it right away.
Yeah, yo entiendo eso, pero también tenemos
poco
nómina.
Poco, mientras entra dinero con los vendedores y no sé si cobran para entrar. Poco a poco se hacen las cosas.
En una semana.
No,
más.
en una semana
No, espérame, en una semana. En un mes pagamos $6,000 de renta para el ferrocarril. Pero no generamos ese dinero en la renta que tenemos en el sur, una de las propuestas que nos pusieron.
How much leeway are you giving them, Mr. Figueroa? Or Dale, how much leeway, how much time are we giving them so they can fix up?
We have a lot of time to fix some of the ordinances that were put in the
A year and a half?
and the negotiation. There is time. But the thing is, we have no money. You guys, the
But
city
you
paid
have
for
to
the
go up to
lawsuit
code.
from state funds, right? Or city funds, but not from your own pocketbook. We paid from our own pocketbook.
Didn't we try to get something from the state, Sacramento, for them?
SBA, yeah. Which most of the vendors do not qualify for.
Okay, going back to this, si quieren abrir, si ustedes quieren abrir, te vamos a apoyar a abrir. Vamos a sentar en una mesa y hablamos rápido y que ya comienza. La otra vez dijimos que pueden vender y estaban en el estacionamiento. ¿Por qué no estaban adentro? Porque we gave them damos un lugar adentro para que puedan abrir y no abrieron adentro porque no sé porque we gave you. ¿Cómo? No, pero adentro no dieron, le dimos permiso para poder entrar adentro. ¿No? Didn't we do that day?
After the inspection.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
La cosa es que vamos a, aquí estamos para ayudar a ustedes y vamos a sentar todos los, bueno, nomás pueden sentar dos en el mismo tiempo, pero vamos a hablar y te vamos a ayudar a abrir si quieren, si ustedes quieren. Aquí estamos para ustedes.
Decía el señor Romero que está aplicando la ley. La ley debe ser pareja para todos. Ok, vas a aplicar los códigos. Aplícalos para todos. O hasta que pase un accidente ya.
Okay, thank you.
Vamos a
Thank you.
sentarnos.
Thank you. You can take a chair.
Not a child, I can
Hi, all I want to say is that we have, from the beginning, have tried to work with Santo Tomas. When we came on board, like David and I, when we had the meeting at the Armory, remember, there wasn't that many people there. And it seemed like there wasn't very much communicated to the vendors, as I understood. But we're here to help you, and from the beginning, we have been trying to help you. It's unfortunate that a lot of you don't understand that, but we are here to help you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. We're going to take time, I think, to talk to swap meet people from Santo Tomas and see what we can do. Para juntarnos, para hablar y tener una buena plática a ver si sale algo. ¿Ok? Me voy a comunicar con... se me fue. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I told tomorrow... that's right, and we'll do something. Thank you. We will. Gracias. Okay. All right, let's take a recess, please. Everybody take a break. 10 minutos. Take a break. Thank you.
Please be seated. Please be seated.
Okay. Thank you for staying. Thank you for coming. Gracias por su asistencia hoy. Tenemos programado hablar este viernes a las 10 de la mañana. Aquí en la conferencia, a las 10.
Mr. Mayor.
I'm sorry.
Item number 4.
Oh my gosh. Okay. City Council reorganization, item number 4, Speaker. Is that Mr. Kim?
I assume that Mr. Hachi going to take over as mayorship if the council changes their mind. But I have several for the new mayors. And learn from this mayorship to don't make same mistake. As the city is derailed, city going to some other place is not for the citizens. First of all, starting from the Hearthstones, they over 244 people in the houses in jeopardizing. And again, water. Water rate goes up. One of the citizens sitting next to me, he said he used to pay $100, now $140. Senior citizens, they only had husband and wife. And not only that, look at all of these quejas today.
Mr. Kim, the item is
Yes,
appointment.
I'm talking for the new mayors.
Appointment.
Yes.
What is it of the appointment that you want to speak about?
I want to talk with the new mayors what's happened, supposed to do. I'm talking for the new mayors, whoever comes in. So you council member think about who's going to become.
You may continue if that's
yes. Thank you.
If that's your way of thinking.
Because you try. Your problem is you try to shut the people down. You have to let them talk what they want, what they need. Even their emotion was a big deal.
You may continue, Mr. Kim.
Thank you. Don't count me this time to the conversation between you and I. It's horribly, we fail to see this failing to the serve the community. Grand Plaza, instead of they going to the Sunday morning for the Grand Plaza, we could close down to the community benefit, Santo Tomas. Now they're going to be go after Las Palmas too. There's something wrong here. It's a wrong leadership. Our good leadership is looking to the community benefit, citizens benefit, instead of helping the big business. And what I found that we sent us $1 million more for the Grand Plaza last 4 years. And it's leadership supposed to be focusing on the citizens' benefit, citizens' life. 5 council members molesting our citizens' life, over 3,000 people. It's only one case. Water bill, over whole cities jeopardizing. Please, to elect the right mayor, and I recommend to the new mayor to open town hall meeting Monday or Tuesday with 5 council members and all together to find the solution. Like I admire Mr. Morris Ryson conversation. What's the issues? Talk together to solve the problems, and if it's not possible, next week, let them open it. Let them leave. You have a home, food home, but not them. I saw a little girl helping their grandmother. Please, do your job, lead the right way. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Item number 4, appointment of mayor, chairman of the city of Calexico, Calexico Community Redevelopment Agency, successor agency, Calexico Finance Authority, fiscal year 2019-2020.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to, we're number 4, right?
Yeah, number 4.
Nominate Mr. Bill Hodge as mayor of Calexico.
Is there a second? I'll second that.
Oh.
2 seconds, that's fine. All those in favor of selecting Mr. Bill Hodge as the mayor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Pass. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're gonna have one more
Okay.
item, and then we'll do comments by outgoing. We're going to appoint now the mayor pro tem, vice chair of this city, City Calexico Community Redevelopment Agency, successor agency, Calexico Finance Authority for fiscal year 2019-2020. Is there a motion to select someone for mayor pro tem?
I make a motion to nominate David Romero.
Is there a second?
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Congratulations, Senor Romero. Comments by outgoing mayor and comments by Mayor Pro Tem. My comments are going to be brief, but I'd like to say that we had 3 terrible years that we had to make up huge deficits. We started my 17-18 year with a minimal budget of $300,000 in the plus. This year we're closing with another plus. And there's going to be more money, I believe, when we look at the book September 30th, when we close out the books. So these 2 years, we are bleak, but we are trending upward. We're making progress. All what you saw Mr. Figueroa up there, that's going to be and come and become a reality. We're going to have housing developments, permits. We're having companies come in. The airport with cargo space, that's innovative. That's going to bring us money to the city. All those projects we saw, sí se van a lograr, sí se hace. We stayed out of the deficit. We're no longer in that mode. We have our heads above water, apenitas, but we're doing fine. For me, 2 things that stand out. 15 years, this city had no water rate and water projects into the city. We passed this council, past council. We did the city. You pay for what you use. It is a fair rate. We're going to be having a nice project. We're going to have a water sewer plant that's going to be the envy of the valley. I know it is. The other issue was, for me, President Trump's visit to Calexico. That was for us, it turned this city upside down. We had so many people wanting to call, talk to the city manager, talk to the mayor, talk to somebody in the office. We need to get your comment on why President Trump wants to close the border. It would be disastrous, les dije. No. CNN, KTLA, KTTV, NPR, Washington Post. Miguel talked to at least Buenos Aires y no sé qué más, tratando de ver qué se iba a hacer en Calexico. That for us, and getting the chief to put a security, highway patrol, CHP, who else, traffic, who'd you use? Anybody you could find was just to stand and blockade and give them protection. Vino, llegó y se fue. Pateó el cerco y se fue. That was it. But that was that. For me, those 2 issues stand out with this council, that we did that and we survived. But we want to thank the department heads for staying on top of their budgets, and this council for staying strong and on the course and not over budgeting and doing things that were not allowed. Mrs. Lovato wasn't going to allow us to do that. Thank you, Ms. Lovato. Her quarterly budgets kept us online. They told us where we were on our funding. There's the money, there's not the money. That's it. Our quarterly budget updates focused us, refocused. Of course, we need to improve our staffing. We're not where we should be, but we're working, we're trending upward. We are making things happen in Calexico. Things are going to get better. I want to thank this council and the past council that worked together. It was amicable. Whatever we don't say and we don't like, we'll say it in closed doors, but up here, you don't see us fighting. I think that is a plus for the city. Thank you for allowing me to be your mayor. I want to thank my wife, Annalisa, my sons, Marco, Luis, and Roxana, for putting up with me and all the varulla that we have to go through to attend city functions, but thank you. My daughter, Roxana. Thank you, thank you. Mr. Hodge, you want to change?
Yeah.
Let me give this to you. This is presented to Bill Hodge, Mayor Pro Tem, for your service as Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Calexico, February 2019, July 2019. Calexico City Council, I, Luis Pacheco, Mayor, David Romero, City Council Member, Rosie Arriola Fernandez, Council Member, Morris Rising, City Council Member, July 3rd, 2019. Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, now the changing of the guard. We had an excellent mayor. I hope to continue in his footsteps. That's Luis Pacheco as mayor. We want to thank him for his diligence and his hard work and his heart. He cares, and he showed it. And it says here, for your service as mayor of the city of Calexico, July 2018, July 2019, Calexico City Council, Bill Hodge, Mayor Pro Tem, David Romero, Council Member, Rosie Fernandez, Council Member, Morris Rising, Council Member of the City of Calexico. With all the gratitude, and we thank you for your service, and here you are, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we want to
Yes, sir.
change of the guard. Really? Mrs. Fernandez, you wait down there now?
It's going to be musical chairs.
I'm your neighbor now. You gotta put up with me now.
We'll have some comments now by the incoming mayor, Mr. Hodge.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My mind is still on the vendors in Santo Tomas. It saddens me, but we have to be optimistic. We have to move forward. And we promise you that we will continue to have an open mind and work as hard as we can to restore Santo Tomas if it's all possible. And so keep us in our prayers for staying focused and moving forward on that. Together, I believe strongly that we can better Calexico. And the key word there is together. Juntos podemos mejorar Calexico. And please. Yo soy parte mexicano. You've heard some of this before. My mother, God bless her, was Mexican. But when I was 10 years old, I said, Mom, I don't want to speak Spanish. What? Okay. And so she cut me off. She never spoke Spanish to me anymore. And I deeply regret that. So please forgive me for not being able to fluently speak Spanish, because it's a beautiful language. But I will continue to learn, and I will make sure anyway and anyhow that we communicate with each other. I believe that Calexico, I'm optimistic, try to be realistic and optimistic at the same time. That Calexico is going to shine bright. Under my mayorship, I hope to collaborate with various community-based organizations to solve our problems. That's going to be one new way that I'm going to reach out, community-based and community committees, citizen committees. Going to form committees like that. And Mr. Kim is absolutely right. We need town hall meetings. I did that when I was mayor the last time, and I will continue to do that. And I will be open and present here like Mr. Mayor Pacheco had. On Tuesdays, my hours will be from 5:30 to 7. But if we have to talk and we have to go longer, that's okay. But those will be the official hours. I will work hard in creating a culture of volunteerism and to work closely with city management, administration. I promise to be proactive and not reactive. I will push for greater community among all community stakeholders and citizens. Again, together we can better Calexico. One key focus is transparency. We need more of it. I will fight hard against being misled, misinformed, or covering up situations. I'm not making an accusation. I'm just saying that we need to improve upon that. This council and administration will immediately admit our mistakes and correct them, which I think we have, and we will continue to do that. We will achieve full disclosure on all issues, policies, and situations. I will try my best to make that happen that are not, of course, in the realm of personnel. There are laws, there are certain regulations. Again, one way to keep transparency alive is to have constant and effective communication for our citizenry. I will develop and promote and work active on communicating various ways. I promise to work tirelessly for you, meaning the community comprised of families, children, and individuals, all 41,000 Calexico citizens. My decisions, actions will benefit your welfare, safety, and happiness. You are the priority. And if I slip, I know you will let me know. And I welcome that. I can take it because I believe, like my old grandmother taught me, you're always learning. 87 years old, God bless her, and she took up the guitar, wanting to start learning to play a guitar. 87. Somebody would have said, what are you bothering for doing that? You're at the end of your life. But every moment was a learning experience. So I welcome the constructive criticism. I promise to make myself accessible with open door policy and create a condition of inclusiveness. No problem or issue is irrelevant when it comes to your well-being. Of course, in the light of leadership, there's always compromise and a tendency for the majority to rule, but we must respect the minority rights. I promise that our meetings will be professional and efficient. That's kind of, some of you may not like it, but that's kind of my thing about trying to run the meeting as professional and at the same time allowing you to have the right to speak. Everyone is to be respected during the meetings within the limited time of disclosure during our meetings. I promise to continue studying Robert rules of order and execute them on an accurate and fair basis. I will do everything possible to bring economic development, work closely with Mr. Dale and Mr. Figueroa. And I feel that we should, as council, when the time is right, we should get up and reach out to businesses. We should reach out and bring them in here and sit down and talk to them and try to convince them that this is a good place to invest. I will work hard on jobs, clean, attractive parks to our community, and so forth. I will do my best, and how about you? You must do your best, because remember, together we can make Calexico better. Thank you very much. That ends that. city council.
Okay, city manager.
Yeah, let me just say a few things first so people know where I'm coming from, and then we'll go to city council comments. What? Oh, yes, comments by incoming mayor and mayor pro tem. Very, very sorry, my apologies. Now we want to hear from our new mayor pro tem, Mr. Romero. Go ahead.
Prefer Spanish, right? Bueno, voy a hablar en español entonces. Primeramente le quiero dar gracias a Dios por tener esta oportunidad. Gracias al concilio por tener la confianza de ponerme ahora como vicealcalde, ¿no? Mayor Pro Tem. Y más que nada gracias a mi familia por todo su apoyo, que aquí está mi linda esposa, mis 2 hijos, mi mamá, mi papá y a toda la gente que tuvo la confianza de votar en mí este noviembre pasado. Con eso dicho, yo estoy viendo unas camisetas de Santo Tomás que miré el dicho de Proverbios 29:2, ¿no? Que es cuando los justos gobiernan, el pueblo se alegra, pero cuando los perversos están en el poder, el pueblo gime. Y creo que están en todo lo correcto. Incluso cuando yo corrí, cuando estaba como candidato, ese fue el lema de mi campaña. ¿Por qué? Porque yo no quiero, muchos me dicen que tengo la facilidad de la palabra y creo que les puedo creer, pero la verdad yo quiero que se me conozca a mí por mis acciones. Desde que yo estaba muy joven, cuando trabajaba al lado de mi papá, y una de las cosas que tenemos, aparte de la facilidad de la palabra, es que tenemos la oportunidad de hablar con mucha gente de toda la comunidad, y es como llegaban a salir los temas políticos. Al crecer un poco más, se me empezó a entrar la curiosidad, porque siempre durante la campaña corrían las mismas personas, los mismos apellidos, ¿no? Que incluso mi apellido pues, es muy sinónimo también en la política local. Y ya después de que yo me fui al militar y regresé, yo me quedé con esa necesidad de querer seguir ayudando a mi comunidad, a mi pueblo, y de la mejor manera. Yo incluso tuve la oportunidad de ser parte de la política local desde 2015, viniendo a las juntas. Luego tuve la oportunidad de trabajar al lado del director Miguel Figueroa como comisionado de Finanzas y Desarrollo Económico, y fue como me di la idea de que es como yo quería ayudar aquí. Entonces, con eso dicho, por hacerlo corto en palabras, lo que quiero decir es que yo vengo aquí a mantener la ley, a que se siga el código para todos, parejito, y que al final del día, cuando ustedes oigan del concilio, es que están haciendo su trabajo, y en particular de mí, que no son mis palabras, sino son mis acciones las que están dando los resultados. Espero este año aprender mucho del resto del concilio, del nuevo alcalde Bill Hodge, que también lo felicito, y del resto del concilio como la regidora Rosy Arreola Fernández, ahora el nuevo regidor Pacheco y regidor Morris. Entonces, para que cuando a mí me toque estar en la siguiente silla, es porque vamos para adelante con más experiencia y siguiendo el momentum que estamos generando ahorita. Con eso les doy las gracias por haber venido. Yo sé que es tarde, 1000 disculpas, pero pues por eso estamos aquí, para trabajar y para poder darle los mejores resultados posibles. Gracias.
If you'll indulge me, I also want to thank the citizens for, as Mayor Pro Tem, having continued trust in me, the majority of you. I want to thank the city staff and administration for your support and collaborative efforts to improve our city. I want to thank my beautiful children. They're grown now. I have granddaughter and grandson. And someone that's really, really supported me, Maritza Guerrero. She's always been by my side. And last but not least, the council members here. It has been a joy to work with you, and I look forward to continuing to work with you. I think we have one of the best councils in collaboration and decorum. We will get to Mr. Dale's comments, but I would be remiss if I started enforcing rules without explaining to you or notifying you about those rules. That would be wrong of me. Public, here's some rules that I'd like for us to abide by. Why? The bottom line is, in a democracy, you have to have boundaries, you have to have some rules so you don't have chaos or disorder. The meetings need to run efficiently, and you need to allow everyone to have an equal chance to speak. We're going to respect each other. We're going to speak on issues, not personalities. Don't call out personal motives among council members. When speaking, address your comments to the council, not the audience. These are not my rules. These are rules that have existed for a long time. Be aware of the time. You have roughly 3 minutes, and I said roughly. I will nicely say your 3 minutes are up. Please wind it down. You've got about 30 more seconds. This is the one that upsets me the most. Now, today is an exception. It's understandable. Emotions are high, rightfully so. But we need to get used to, and this is the teacher in me, not yelling, audience members, yelling out or blurting out or interrupting when someone's at the podium or the council. The rules are that the audience is here to follow the business of the city council and to allow you to give your concerns about you and your community. But the audience should be quiet. The only time that you have a right in the boundaries of the rules and regulations is when you come up to the podium. Remember to fill out the form when speaking. On contentious or heated issues, you may speak twice on the same item, but you cannot speak for the second time until everyone has had a chance to speak. And you may not give your time to speak to another citizen. Those are the rules. And for city council, and that includes me, minimize our crosstalk while one of our distinguished members are speaking. Mute our cell phones and put them away. Follow Robert Rules of Order. Don't call out personal motives with other council members. When necessary, use point of order. Learn how to do that. It is preferred that when speaking on an item, address the mayor. Preferred. That was from Robert Rules of Order. During public comments, you are not to verbally engage with the public speaker or audience. We are not allowed to answer questions at that time. And we must be respectful and professional. I'm sounding like Donald Trump when he... She got it. Remember that moment? Be respectful and professional. No sarcasm or snide remarks. Levity. A sense of humor can be positive, release, but keep it to a minimum. This is not a forum for a comedy show or antics. Those are my rules. Those are not my rules. Those are the rules from Robert Rules of Order and the general rules that we have set as business in the council. So now I will allude to our distinguished city manager. Any comments, sir?
We got item number 6, Mr. Mayor.
Nothing to say.
I do, but number
Oh, you
6.
do.
Number 6 first.
We are out of order. Yes, we cannot forget about that. Item number 6, excuse me. Approval of employment agreement with appointment and swearing in of the city clerk.
Mayor, we have 2 speakers.
I'm sorry.
We have 2 speakers.
We have 2 speakers. Very
Item
good.
6.
On what item?
Number 6.
Number 6. Very good.
Mr. Kim.
Come right up, Mr. Kim.
I was against it to city clerk under the city manager's control. Yeah, I explained several times, but city council decided to put it in, but I'm still warning, or I'm still remembering, or I'm still refreshing what happened 2014. Okay, as a horrible. We have to go to court to put on the agenda. So is there any reason or any way the council has to protect the city clerk certain influences from the city managers or other staff? City clerk position is independent. supposedly independently by anybody except the law. So please, to precautions to protect the city clerks inside the law and independency. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. The second speaker, please.
Chief Gerardo.
Uh-oh.
11?
No.
Well, I just want to congratulate the city council. I know this is a little bit premature, but the choice of picking or approving Gabby's contract and with those safeguards that you guys put there for her decisions that she has to make sometimes, and giving her a little bit more job security than being an at-will. The job that she does, I mean, I speak not only for myself but for our city department heads, is she's a very good city clerk, and she keeps us on track. When we have agenda items, she makes sure that they're turned in. I get some of the stuff kicked back to me, items returned to me for correction sometimes. We all do. And I want to say thank you very much for choosing somebody that we can work with, that is honest with us, doesn't sugarcoat stuff for us and tells us the way it is. Sometimes we need to hear it. And so thank you. I'm glad you picked her. She's very well qualified. She's been doing this for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Are we ready to proceed? Okay, so you need to be sworn in, right?
Mr. Dale, are you going to swear in?
Who swears you in? City clerk? Mayor.
Oh.
Yes.
What would you
I'll
like?
We got to approve the item.
Okay.
So with that being said, I'll set the motion for approval of employment agreement with appointment and storing of city clerk.
Who would like to
Second.
second that?
I second.
Okay, very good. Councilman Romero made the motion, and it was seconded by Councilwoman Fernandez. So, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's unanimous right there.
All right.
Okay, very good. Congratulations.
Mr. Mayor,
She's been doing the work all this time, but
I just want to say a couple of words for Ms. Gabby. Since I've known her since 2015, when 2015 I've known her, and she's just an amazing woman. Always helps us out, always on top of us, always taking care of everybody and everything. And it's long overdue. She's been here for so long, and she's always, on top of everything. So congratulations to our new city clerk, officially, Gabby Garcia. Yeah.
say this and you repeat it.
Okay.
All right? You have to raise your right hand. Please repeat.
Yes.
Please repeat. I, Gabriela Garcia, do solemnly swear
I, Gabriela Garcia, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of California
and the Constitution of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and
to
allegiance
the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. You want to say a few words? Would you like to? You're never short of any short words.
just want to say thank you to the council, to the city manager, for the opportunity to serve my city. I'm very honored. Thank you.
You know, it's amazing. She's always swearing all of us in now. It's the opposite now.
I was told I forgot to thank my agent, Chief Gerardo.
Okay, moving forward. Mr. City Manager Dale?
Gabby, I'm so happy for you. Yeah, and you deserve this big time, and I'm so proud of you. You've done. Many of you may not know this, but she's been through a lot in this city, a lot. And so to get to this point, finally, I don't know how many years has it taken? 6? We're finally there, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. This is the culmination of a year and a half worth of work to get us here, but we're here. Gabby, you're the last interim tag acting that we have now. All our department heads are now solid, stable titles, and no more interim tags. And that was my goal to start out with, and now it's finally happened. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, Gabby. I'd also like to say that this has been an honor working with you, Mayor. I mean, it's been great. You are truly honorable. When I think of the word honorable, I think I look in the dictionary and your face comes out. You have a heart for your city. And I don't know how you come up with these impromptu speeches, but you do it. Somehow you come up with these things, and you haven't practiced. You just come up and you say stuff. And I'm very proud of you. I'm honored to have the chance to work with you and the rest of this council. This council has been great. I mean, you guys, and truly are looking for the best interest of the entire city, not small cliques, but the entire city. You look for the safety and the welfare of the citizens, and so I've been honored to work with all of you. And I had a great opportunity to work with the past mayor, which she's sitting right there. That was my first mayor, and I was very happy to work with you. You also had a heart after the city, and I thank you for that. So I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for the opportunity to work with you. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. And we got Batman and Superman working for the city of Calexico. Batman and Superman. That's how hard these guys work. They're superstars. Thank you, superheroes. Thank you, David.
You're welcome. It's truly heartfelt.
Mr. Figueroa?
It seems it was yesterday that I spoke for 45 minutes. But it seems so, yeah.
Almost.
But I do want to say something. Gabby Garcia is the glue of department heads. She is the glue that keeps us all together through thick and thin. And we all know that working for the city is not easy. And she's always the one that's smiling and making us continue to work hard to get through all the obstacles and accomplish what's right for the community. So thank you, Gabby. You know it from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate what you do for us every day. This is well deserved. Mr. Pacheco, I'm not going to repeat what David said because that is my sentiment as well. But all I can say is that it was an honor to work under your mayorship and be able to assist you in leading this community. So I thank you for that, and I welcome the new tandem of Mr. Hodge as mayor and Mr. Romero as mayor pro tem. I mean, our intent is to continue to do the hard work and serve the community.
Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you. All right, give him a hand. Okay, before we go on to consent agenda, are there any more discussion? No, we're fine? Okay, good. The consent agenda, items 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Is there a motion to approve?
Any speakers?
We have speakers?
No speaker.
No speakers.
Hey. Ooh
Okay,
la
very
la.
good, thank you. So is there a motion to
I'll
approve?
make a motion to accept items 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on the consent calendar.
And I'll second it.
I second.
All right, motion by Councilman Pacheco, second by Mayor Pro Tem Romero. Okay,
In favor?
all those in favor, say aye.
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 All right, that's unanimous. Thank you. We move on. Discussion and potential action items. Number 12.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I would like to recommend that this item be part of the next City Council agenda. There is a budget amendment resolution that Director Lovatos will work on with the Recreation Department, so we can bring it back to your attention.
Table.
All right, Mr. City Attorney, what's the proper procedure here?
Table it?
Just table it?
We could continue, it would be continuance?
Yes.
A continuance
Continuance?
next meeting.
All right, there's no vote on that.
We could just
Okay.
get direction from City Council,
Give
continue the
direction
item.
that we'll continue with that
Correct,
item?
to the next
Correct.
City
Next
Council
meeting?
Mhm.
All those are in agreement?
That's
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Number 13, appointment of 2 council members to serve on the Census Ad Hoc Committee. If you don't mind me interjecting first, I've already attended the meeting. I've already said that I would like very much to be a part of it, so I'll put my hat in the ring there. Is there anyone else? Or first, before you decide, can we have some backup? Mr. Dale or Mr. Figueroa on this item?
Yeah, this will take some work. There's some time involved here, and some work involved. So whoever is involved in this is going to take some work. It'll take some public outreach, some kiosk and so forth, or maybe even just input into how we're going. So just keep that in mind.
But it's extremely important. I personally am very happy that the Supreme Court did not allow that one question on it, because that means that more people will come forward and do the census, and that means more revenue for the county, for the cities, and so forth. Very important. So, is there anyone that would like to volunteer to be appointed as a second member on this Census Ad Hoc Subcommittee?
Anybody? Morris,
I'm going to be busy
with the bid.
How about if I...
Mr. Pacheco?
Busy with the 16th September and the Halloween carnival.
I'll take...
Okay, you know what? I'll step up to the plate.
right.
I'll help Mr. Hodge,
Thank you very much.
because we don't want to undercut our population.
No, not at all. All right, very good. So, we have 2 volunteers or appointments to the council members to serve on the Census Ad Hoc Subcommittee. That's myself, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Hodge, and Councilman Pacheco. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve that appointment of Mayor Hodge and Councilman Pacheco to the Census Ad Hoc Subcommittee.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 All right, I don't hear any no's, so that's unanimous. Let's move on. Item number 14. Do we have, let me read the subject first, and then we can have a speaker come forward. Okay, but the subject is approve a memorandum of understanding with County of Imperial for libraries on the Spectrum Grant. Go ahead, Mrs. Toller.
Good evening. My name is Sandra Toller. I'm the Community Services Director for the City of Calexico, and I worked with the libraries in the county, Brawley, El Centro, the City of Imperial, the County of Imperial, and Calexico. we submitted a grant proposal to the state library so that we can start programming for families with children on the autism spectrum. We have limited knowledge as we are right now at all the libraries. So the grant is for $245,000. It will buy equipment, book collections, specialized items that children on the spectrum can use, such as weighted vests and textural items that sometimes families buy and then it doesn't work for their child. So at the library, we're going to have items where they can check them out, try them out, and then if it works for their child, they will be sure when they buy it, they're not wasting their money. And so it'll include specialized equipment. It'll include specialized areas in the library where there will be soothing and calming spaces. There will be programming that is specifically designed to meet their needs, which we don't currently have. So we're very happy to be working together with all of the Valley libraries so that families who are looking for things to do with their children can find a place to go and not just, oh, it's only in Calexico or it's only in Brawley. So they'll be able to decide to go. This week they have something in Calexico, next week they have something in Brawley, the following week they have something in Pearl, if that's what they choose to do. So we're very excited to work together, and I just need you to accept the memorandum of understanding. The County of Imperial will manage the funds, and all of the libraries will get an equal opportunity for all of the materials that I just mentioned. So they'll all go to the library, to all the libraries.
Well, I think this is a very noble endeavor. It's good to hear that we'll be collaborating with other libraries. Let me just state, some people wondering why an MOU. This MOU is to solidify the partnership for implementation of the grant between the County of Imperial and the City of Calexico. Anyone like
Make a motion to accept the.
Okay.
Second.
All right, second. All those in favor say
Aye.
aye.
Aye. Aye.
Very good. That's unanimous.
Thank you, Mrs.
Again,
Fowler.
Thank you very much. Good. Yeah, I know. Let me state the subject matter here. We're going to hold a public hearing. And I think we should at least read it as it is, take a vote, and if it doesn't pass, make an amendment or your suggestion.
I believe you need to open the public hearing first.
It's a public hearing.
It is a public hearing?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we should read the subject first and then open it up.
That's okay. You can do it.
Okay? All right, very good. We're going to have a public hearing, and it is approximately, 10:33 or something to that?
10:32, right.
Yeah. All right, very good. So,
Do we have?
let me state the subject here. Hold a public meeting, introduce and conduct a fiscal reading by title only of an ordinance amending sections 17.11, 1030, 17.11, 1040 of the chapter 17.11 title 17 zoning of the Calexico Municipal Code, adding one parcel to the cannabis overlay zone and creating a small scale and industrial scale cannabis permitting structure. The public meeting is open. Would anyone please, this is your chance to exercise your democratic right. Come forward and state your name and state your position.
Mr. Kim.
Some gentleman was reporting several times at the council. They have experience approached by the people try to sell in the marijuana. Why we need to expand more? They are on the street already. Why this happening? Because we don't have police officers patrolling our town. We should have 50 officers in our town. We only have 18. So our city council job to make sure that our communities are safer is failing. You guys was balance the budget because of failing to serve the community. We need more officers That's why past the council member or some of the group of the people, they don't want the police department because they don't want to police after them. So please, to get more officers watching on the street and serve the community better. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. Anyone else?
No speakers.
No more speakers.
All right, very good. Yeah, I know. Okay, we're going to close the public hearing.
Discussion.
And approximately,
10:35.
what is it?
10:35.
10:35. That was quick. And now we will have discussion among our council members or administration. Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to do that, Mr.
Go right
Mr.
ahead.
Mayor. So, as an advocate, somebody who actually promoted cannabis, the way I see this, so if it says we're adding one parcel to the cannabis overlay zone and creating a small scale and industrial scale cannabis permitting structure. What does this mean in English? Is that we're going to re-extend to a couple more properties the cannabis overlay zone, and we're gonna separate the small scale businesses, which are known as micro businesses, which by definition is a cannabis company that's gonna generate $500,000 or less in revenue, if I'm not mistaken,
That's
right?
correct.
And the industrials will be 500,000 and above. Now, I'll state, I am all for creating the small scale and industrial scale, because why? We don't want to limit the smaller person, the local person, and at the same time, we don't want them getting outmuscled by, big companies, with a lot of money that come from outside, which we welcome everybody here. Now, with that being said, in adding another parcel to the cannabis overlay zone, I am definitely not for that, and I will explain why. When the cannabis overlay zone was studied, it was studied by our partnering law firm, which is BBK. And they put in their work, they did their homework, and for a reason, they stated to be the cannabis overlay zone the way it is. Now, with that being said, at this moment, we have yet to really completely open up any retail or any cultivating or any retail cannabis or any cultivating cannabis. And at the same time, our cannabis overlay zone, as it already is, has more than enough real estate at the moment for it to actually re-extend it at this time. And at the same time, as we re-extend, the perception we're giving out is that we can re-extend it at any time. What does that mean? Any other business owner can come in and ask us, hey, by the way, I want to sell cannabis. Can you please extend to mine just the way you did it on July 3rd? So with that being said, what I would like to recommend to my council members and our mayor is that if we can maybe do an amendment where we can at least allow the creating of a small scale and industrial scale cannabis permitting structure, but not at the one parcel to the cannabis overlay zone, so we don't have to have this problem in the future again, where we're going to keep re-extending it and re-extending it.
Mr. Campos is as
that
stated and
viable?
written, can we make the change orally, or does it have to come back with that change?
Correct. The ordinance presented for you makes two amendments to your current zoning. One is extends the overlay zone to add this additional partial, and then two, to create a industrial and small scale permitting structure. With that said,
break them up?
Correct. Section 2 of the ordinance just makes the amendments to the cannabis overlay zone definition. So if the desire from the council was to only move forward on the revising the permitting structure, you would adopt the ordinance as presented, except with deleting section 2 of the ordinance. And that
my issue is
if that's the direction from City Council.
Which we can do.
Go ahead.
Correct. So the way the ordinance is drafted, section 2 only deals with the overlay zone definition as such. If you were to approve it as presented with that modification of deleting section 2, then you would just adopt
my
the second
issue
part of
is
that.
that
Correct.
the planning commission did not approve of this. So that's one thing, the not approving of what it is here. So I'd rather work with our planning commission and not go against what they're saying.
Council Member Pacheco, if I may, Mr. Velasco and I staff the planning commission, and we have a commissioner here with us today. And as the staff report reads, the Planning Commission did approve the change in the structure for the small scale and industrial scale companies, but they did not approve the change in the cannabis overlay zone where a parcel would be added. In addition to that, I want to add also that the cannabis subcommittee also provided direction to staff the same way the Planning Commission approved, which is changing the structure but not adding any parcels into the zone right now.
Okay.
So-
Mr. Reisen, before we absolutely decide, do you want to say something? Councilman Reisen?
I was totally against putting it in because there was a church next to it. But my understanding is the church is not there anymore. Is that correct?
The church.
There was a church right next to that structure.
The parcel, the.
They were using it. All right. So we go from church.
There was a
to
church, I
cannabis
think,
facility.
and I think there's a church to the south of it. Yeah,
The church is no longer there. Is
the church on that parcel is no longer there. You might be
longer
referring
there.
to the
Yes.
church. There's a
Yeah,
church
right.
to the south of that parcel, I think,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay. All right.
All right, so
Public hearing is closed.
no, okay, going with the issue that we're not going with Mr. Romero's recommendation of accepting the small scale and not going into the overlay zone, I think is what the Planning Commission approved.
Approved.
Yes.
Approved.
Okay,
And
that-
along with the cannabis subcommittee as well.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
How will we set the motion forward, Mr.
We're
Attorney?
going to make an amendment.
Do we have a motion, Gabby?
No, how do we set it forward?
I would just, if the desire
We
was.
make an amendment to
was just-
omit that
Correct.
particular area. We vote on it, and
Do you-
then we go back and we make a motion on what's remaining, which is small scale and industrial scale cannabis permitting structure.
I would just
Mr.
make
Figueroa,
it.
can you tell us what the ad hoc committee recommended?
Yes, Mr. Rice, and the ad hoc committee, along with the Planning Commission, recommended that at this point, no additional parcels be included in the cannabis overlay zone. And in addition to that, approve the change in the small scale and industrial scale structure that's being proposed.
Okay. Then I'll go along with Councilman David Romero.
So we can set.
Wait, sir, do you want to say something, Mr. Velasco?
Mark?
Oh,
Mark?
I'm Chris Velasco.
Chris.
I'll make it quick because it's late, and I'm sure everybody wants to go home. So basically, what this does is what Councilman Romero says is it separates the cannabis system into two different things: it's small scale and industrial scale. Small scale is anything for for manufacturing and distribution, anything under $500,000 in gross receipts. For cultivation, it's anything under 10,000 square feet. So what this is going to allow us to do is to have an equal playing field, an equitable playing field for people who want to participate in the cannabis industry in Calexico, where we have licenses set aside for local to smaller businesses that tend to be local residents, and we also set aside licenses for larger scale businesses, because at the current moment that with the rate we're going now, we're going to run out relatively within a year. So that's why this is made to separate the system into two and to provide an equal playing field.
Okay. All right, sorry, the public hearing was closed.
And
so
I
we
just
can
want to
go
bring to
forward.
the attention of the council that the reason why, although the subcommittee and Planning Commission said otherwise, there was the interest of a private individual, a resident, to make this consideration for you folks. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you folks determine which way this goes. What we're putting here in our report is that it was discussed at a commission level and at a subcommittee level, and this is what they recommend.
Okay. Mr. Attorney?
If you desire, but technically,
Okay,
the
very
public,
good.
but
Very, Very quick, Dr.
But just for the public, once we hold the close
Yeah,
the public
once
hearing.
we have a public hearing.
technically, so.
Okay.
I wasn't aware that this was going to
The issue.
Be an issue, but I just have a question. So what's the purpose of having commissions? If the recommendation of your commissioners or your commission is not going to be taken into consideration.
Right.
I mean, I waste my time doing my homework and coming to the meetings, and then for me to come and hear that because I guess the recommendation that was done is not liked, then we're going to try to change it. It's just a little. It's just a little frustrating for
No.
me as a commissioner.
No, we're on your side. We're going to admit.
Yeah.
We're going to admit.
Your
we're gonna go
the
along
planning
with
the
you.
planning commission's recommendation
Oh,
is what's
okay.
being considered.
Is the one that will be
Okay.
set in motion.
Thank
at the
you.
bid. Thank you, Dr. Cota.
Okay, thank you.
No, you get paid for it.
Okay, so help me out here, Mr. Attorney. I will state, we're gonna make an amendment to omit a certain part of this ordinance, correct? I will
Correct.
state it, and we will vote on the amendment to omit it. Passes, and then we go back and we vote on what's remaining, which is creating a small-scale and industrial-scale cannabis permitting structure.
You could do it all in one motion, approve, you could do it all in one motion. Approve the ordinance presented, however, do not include section 2, which.
Okay, so
adds
we don't
to-
have to do formally an amendment.
Correct, not for
Okay.
this item. It would just.
All
be-
right. Okay, someone's gonna make a motion to approve this item, number 15, which we will omit,
Section 2, which
Section-
expands the.
Section 2.
Which expands the overlay zone.
Yeah, and we will focus on creating a small-scale and industrial-scale cannabis permitting structure.
I'll set the
Is that-
motion.
All right, motion is made.
Second.
Second. All those in favor, say
Aye.
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 Aye, okay.
And
it's
I'll-
ver-
Mr. Mayor, if you allow me to restate
Motion
the
carries.
title of the ordinance as adopted, Ordinance City Council of Calexico, California, amending section 17.11.40 of chapter 17.11 of the Calexico Municipal Code, creating a small-scale and industrial-scale cannabis permitting structure. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Very succinct, nicely said. I know it's late, but any future agenda items? No, I don't have any. No? All right, anyone want to make a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a safe July 4th.
Yes, a
What's-
fun one, but a
what-
safe one.
What's the quickest?
We missed the fireworks. We missed the fireworks at the oh. I missed it.